I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah, sure.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
What?
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
For all my boss boys, for all my boss boys, we rowdy. For all my boss boys, for all my boss boys, we rowdy. For all my boss boys.
How much can you know about yourself if you've never been in a fight? I don't want to die without any scars. So come on, hit me before I lose my nerve. Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club.
Celine, put your headphones on.
I don't have headphones.
You got headphones right there. But you need to
Hello, my baby.
you need to
Hello,
put
my
headphones to
darling.
see what kind of sapingo you sound like.
Hello, my good time gal.
Please get him some headphones.
What if I rampage through the... Where's my
The only thing
headphones?
you rampage through is a buffet.
Oh, I see what you did there. I love the inside jokes that you can't understand.
Nobody understands the inside joke.
And then arm, whatever.
Okay. But you guys understand each other because you guys are advanced, intelligent beings.
Somebody's
Let's describe.
Jimmy's
Let's
are
describe
rustled.
it. Let's describe
His
each other.
IQ Jimmy's are rustled.
Super.
I can just look at Andy and know what he's thinking about.
Yeah.
I
We're on a
can
different
assure
level.
you
We're on a
you're
different
correct.
level. That's hurtful speech. Oh, I got somebody in the mountain, the S Mount Triangle today. You suck if I get you in that. He's a fighter. Not that
Wow.
good.
Be careful because Mo's gonna say if you tell him anything like a friend, he's gonna go and try to say it here who it was exactly and all that stuff.
Whoa. I went with a couple people to. Thanks. Could have told me to do that, but stick it in my mouth. Deep throat the mic. I went to that grappling pro, and then it was like it was fight sports guys, and
It's put on by a fight
two
sports guy.
fight sports guys or three. There might have been three. There was a purple belt. I think he might be a fight sports guy also.
Hunter is
I know
brown belt.
Hunter Ewald or whatever.
Yeah. Who else?
Enrico Coco, and then there was a guy like a purple belt shirt, and he fought whatever. So anyway, there was a ton of fight sports people. That guy throwing us a fight sport guy. It was like 80% of the audience was fight sport. So I go to the two kids that are white belts that went with me, and I went with Wanderson also. I go, hey, look, there's a small chance we get in a fight. We're gonna die, but just go down in flames, swing for the fences, and heel hook away.
And who were you driving over
It's
there?
like-
Were you driving over somebody that was competing?
Yeah, one of the guys competing was my buddy Anderson, and we just went to support him. It was like just a few people for him, and 80% is fight sports. So I just thought that was funny, and they were like a look of horror, like we have to fight like
You were
this, like
serious.
Gary Tonin and Gordon Ryan and Cyborg and Vang Rocha, whatever the fuck his name is. Wagner
Rocha.
Yeah. Like stars. And a lot of guys. And
it's impressive how in jiu-jitsu, unlike other sports, you've got like people that are at the top of the game, and you can still like approach them, train with them,
'cause they're not really
roll with them. I mean, because the sport's that
famous.
small. No, because the sport's that small.
Yeah.
But like, try doing that with
Yeah.
any
they have
star in
an
any other
attitude,
sport.
yeah.
It's impossible.
They were super cool. Everybody down to earth. Everybody's super nice.
I mean, that's jiu-jitsu for the most part.
Yeah. And then there's a couple guys I used to train with that were there, fight sports guys. Efrain Ruiz. He's got a fight pro thing coming up soon. He's my age, so he can't be. He said he
The
hasn't
Fight to-
trained in
Fight
like
to Win
he hasn't
Pro?
competed in he hasn't competed in like 9 years or something like that. So he's a super nice guy and good jiu-jitsu. So yeah, it was nice, but it was just funny to fuck around with those kids. But it was kind of like a little true. Also, stuff has happened because I remember I was telling them the story when Montana first came down here, he goes, I think it was the first competition we went to. He didn't like Kansas City. So I don't know if he was married to that girl, but he had like his wife and his daughter. And it was so cold there, he didn't like it. He was like instantly.
He was living in Kansas City at the time.
When he was in Brazil. I don't know all the details, but he just told me the story. He was in Brazil, and there was a guy from Kansas City down there in Gracie Baja, and he was looking for a black belt to go and teach at the school. And he's like, he asked Montana, because Montana spoke English, and Montana said, well, me, I'll go. And so he went over there, and then he didn't like it at all because it was cold, and it's not like Brazil at all, and people are too kind of like corny and American, no offense. And then somebody, I think Elio Soneca, told him to go to Miami, check out Miami. And when he came down, he liked it because it was warm and the Latin people were close. Everything was like more like Brazil. So he felt more comfortable. So then when he finally moved down here, he brought his wife and his daughter to live with him here, which he didn't do in Kansas City, as far as I know. I could be totally wrong.
And when was this?
This is just how my understanding of it. Oh, I don't remember the year and all that.
Well, I mean,
2005
early 90s?
maybe,
Okay.
something like that.
2005.
Something like that, 2006. So then he, maybe 3, I don't remember. And so then we go to a tournament. I think his first tournament, I don't know if he competed in that tournament because he had a super fight once. And I think it was before that. So he goes to me, how are the tournaments here? Because in Brazil, they get crazy. Sometimes there's fights and stuff.
Oh, shit.
He goes, you think I can bring my wife and daughter? And I go, yeah, I've been to like 50 tournaments. I've never seen anything. Yeah, a couple times, little thing, nothing.
And let me guess, there was a brawl.
So we go, and I'm telling these guys, because I just told them, hey, like about 1%, 2% of the time, there might be a fight. And their look of horror was like, whatever. And then they're like, nah, you're joking. And I go, well, not really. It could happen. So when we get there,
Wait, are you talking about the Montaña story or being in Naples?
That was the Naples story, but then getting back to the Montaña story. But I tell him it's fine. It's never seen anything really happen, even though there was a couple little incidents. So we go to some tournament, I remember, and I think it was in Miami or who knows. And it's a lot of ATT guys and a lot of FFA guys, and they get into it. I don't know if they still do that because I haven't been. I went to that Miami Open that you were at, but
that was chill.
I haven't gone to a tournament in forever, And so, as soon as Montana sits down, I'm telling the story of when Montana came, because I'm gonna repeat it all. Because when we were over there,
talking to the microphone,
it was pretty much like all fight sports people, like 80% of the crowd. And these guys, I took 2 of those NASCAR guys and some young white belts I train with, and Wanderson. That's it. And then this guy had like a couple people there with him. So I go.
And
he
drives a bus.
I go to these
anybody
guys.
know.
Who had a couple people?
Me, those
Okay.
2 like white belt kids. So I go to him. Look, there's like a 1 or 2% chance that this goes ugly and we're gonna get in a fight. We're gonna die. So just go down in flames and swing for the fences. Throw heel hooks on everybody. If you get a little girl, just fucking heel hook her.
Yeah.
Start reviewing techniques in the car. What you're gonna do?
And they were like this sauce ride. They were like, "Are you serious?" And I go, "Look."
If you see a bunch of people butt scooting towards you, they want you.
Whoa. So, but it was just funny. They were horrified. They were like, "Oh, look at that guy. Look at this guy." Like they were like in shock and like all of like Cyborg and all these other people, Wagner, Roach, all these people that they've Enrico, people that they've heard about and seen on videos and shit. So I go, well, look, if it goes bad, anything can happen. We're gonna have to fight and we're gonna die because there's like 6 of us.
Or
and
you
there's
just
80
turn
of
on
them.
each other and then they'll
just get
assume
crazy. We
that
just
you're
get
on their
crazy.
side.
That's always an option.
So
Let's get him,
It
guys.
was funny to scare him. And then I told him the story about Montana. When Montana first came down, we went to the first tournament. Which I had already, we're going to repeat it. So he goes to me, he goes, hey, you think it's safe? We went to the first tournament. He goes, you think it's safe I take my wife and my daughter to the tournament? And I go, yeah, I've been to like 50 tournaments. I've never seen anything happen, which is not true because a couple things happened. But so we go, and as soon as we get there, right? It's like a high school basketball thing, gym. he sits, he gets his wife sits down, and then the baby's like an infant.
Oh God.
And then they have like the stroller. As soon as they like sit down and kind of like get it, and he picks the baby up out of the stroller. I don't think he even sat down yet. There's a huge melee. They're throwing people swinging. And like 20 feet from us, like right there. And then he's like, "You lied to me."
Now you're the bad guy.
And I'm like, "Dude, I swear it's never happened before." And then he like gets his wife, and they went all the way to like the door, ready to leave, you know. And then they kind of like calmed it down. But I think Charles McCarthy had just left FFA.
Oh God.
And some fat guy from, or he was, that's what it was. He was still at no.
So it was like an
Yeah,
FFA,
he was still at FFA.
ATT
He was still
rivalry.
at FFA. And a big, huge guy. Is a big, huge guy, like heavy, fat, comes up, got in his face, and he just hip threw
Montagne
him.
did.
No, Charles McCarthy. He was a big guy. He got him like in a head and arm throw or whatever, a hip throw from judo, and slammed him right on the wood. And that started like a whole fight with people kicking. And there was a bunch of FFA people in the corner because they were just outnumbered. Getting punched and everything.
And ATT is a big school,
it
so
was funny.
more likely than not you're being outnumbered.
They're probably one of the biggest schools.
Yeah, we were there like 3 people, and we're like, "Oh my God, hope we don't get lumped in with." But it didn't get that crazy. And so that's my big story.
Nice.
It was big.
That's one story. On to you.
Wonky's turn.
Turn the
Ariel
mic to
Hawani has
Wonky.
not said anything except "Oh my God" and "Wow, you guys are crazy." And
You're listening to
Wonky's
this?
deflecting now.
I like it.
did you just Andy? You guys can't see, but he just did the double pointed to his fingers, pointed to his eyes, and then pointed away like.
And then he's trying to eat the microphone. Put that down, Andy.
So these two guys sitting, we got Andy and we got Ariel Hawani, aka Mo, over here. They're two geniuses. Let's elaborate on on being a genius. They have jokes that nobody understands because they're so advanced. They're advanced human beings. They're like paleontologists are gonna come back thousands of years from now and laugh, and they're gonna understand the jokes that they're saying now.
I can't believe this guy got a C in his life. He's a genius. Tell a story. You're the story dodger. You're not gonna do it? Nothing?
Pussy lips. Look at me.
Wonky went to Japan like 85 times with different fighters. He has all these stories in the gym. He's story man, and then you put a microphone in front of his face, he shuts down. He just dodges questions.
When was the first
You should be a
time you went?
politician. It's really impressive.
You like
It's
that?
good. I like it.
I do not recall.
Yeah,
I have no recollection.
yeah. I plead the fifth on the advice of my counsel. I plead the fifth, and I'm gonna
I
pass it
thought we
over.
were supposed to talk current events.
No, we're saying
It's only-
whatever.
wait a
I think we
second.
can just tell stories, Wonky.
Yeah.
Tell us when you
They're
first
both
went to Japan.
They're both high-fiving right now. I think we need to tell stories. If you tell stories, you're living in the past.
This is about stories. I'm always telling stories. I've told a bunch of stories. This is the Andy podcast. Is this the Andy podcast?
I think it is the
I'm a
Andy
star.
podcast.
I'm not even getting paid over here.
Listen,
I'm getting paid in cheap beer, leftover beer from UFC events.
at least you're getting paid.
Oh.
Let me know when I start getting paid.
Let me know when
you deserve
Wonky
it.
tells a story
When you deserve
outside of elementary school.
5th grade.
Do you have any like
it. That was
7th
like
grade
second or
stories?
third. Yes, I do.
Let's
So
hear.
Mo's pointing at me now, wanting me to tell a story. Go ahead.
Yeah, tell us about Japan. When did you go to Japan?
This is going very awry here.
Oh, I want to hear about Japan.
We can't hear the
I
ice.
can cut that out
We
there.
can't hear the. Oh, you could edit that out.
Yeah.
Edit in a story for him. Just cut it
I
like
thought we
Louis
were gonna- I
C.K. or
thought
Dave Chappelle.
Okay,
well,
wait,
you know, I was
let's do a
smoking
quick
weed with my
pause.
white friend.
We'll
Let's
do a
take-
quick pause.
For our sponsor,
We'll do a quick pause and then just start laughing. Great story, Wonky. Good job.
That was a good one.
That was awesome.
That was
I didn't know
a
you had it
good
in
one.
you.
I love the dead air. It's one of my
I
favorite
can cut
things.
that out too.
The dead air is awesome.
it usually doesn't happen. It just happens when you're here.
When I'm here,
Yeah.
you're not telling
You
stories.
guys are two geniuses.
It's
And you guys,
awesome.
hold up. They have so much to
It's
say on the
awesome.
group chat. And now when they get here, they're both clammed up. Andy's telling a story from 85.
I love it.
And this guy's the soundboard. He's mixing back there. This guy's
Dude,
Dr. Dre.
actually, we need a soundboard.
Wonky is the king of
I
deflection.
could be in charge of the soundboard.
Wonky is the king of deflection.
So that you could be like overall master of whatever buttons you got there.
I take that crown.
I could
and
do
wear
the
it
soundboard
proudly.
and Wonky could just deflect stories.
Possibly.
I think the plan of having less people is not going to be good because
Not-
Wonky's like 0 people.
You guys are hurting my feelings.
Let's talk about him like he's not here. I'll turn his mic down.
I like that. It's not the first time
It's
you've
not going
done
to be
it.
any different. It's not gonna be any different. It's not going to be any different because he doesn't tell stories. The funny thing,
That's
okay,
the only power
there's
he
only
has in his
two-
life is turning down my mic.
There's
so
only
turn it down.
two. There's only 2 reasons that he doesn't tell stories.
Let's hear him.
He
Please,
doesn't want
please
to
enlighten
rat
us.
anybody
Please.
out.
Put up my volume
No,
because I
yeah.
know this is the only power you have in life. But
He doesn't want to rat anybody out
Right?
by telling his stories. And what's the other reason?
you said there's 2 reasons.
I don't understand. Why
Maybe
would you
there's
not
just
tell
one reason.
one story? One. You haven't told one fight
You're looking
story.
through your phone.
I'm
We
playing
want
words
you
with friends.
undivided.
I got important things to do.
You don't have
Instead of
friends.
listening to you
You're-
not tell
you're playing
stories.
words with strangers.
That's a good one. I
In
played
order
some
to
games
have
with
friends, you have to
strangers.
be a friend.
That's hurtful speech. So, are we not going to tell stories? Or are we going to
I know one story that'll get Wonky
going?
animated.
Yeah,
Let's talk
but
about.
Is he going to tell a story?
Wow. Listen, this is the healing time. Go ahead.
You know, like
This
if
is
you
the
go
anytime.
on a Joe Rogan podcast, which is never going to happen if he ever hears this, or any of your podcasts, you know, people talk
Right.
about stuff.
No, people talk about whatever.
Yeah. They tell a story here and there. Even Joe throws in a story or 2 here and there.
No, I think it's mainly people trying to talk and then Joe talking over them.
I just
A lot of
say-
I want to be different. I don't want to talk over people.
You just want to not say anything?
No, I just want
Throw
to
in a
comment
joke.
here and there.
I see that. But imagine, Wonky, if everybody did that.
Hold up. Give me a second. I'm imagining it right now.
Imagine if everybody did what you're doing and just waited to throw in, like, nobody said anything ever.
That's what it would sound like.
Thinking about it. Yeah, that's what it would sound like.
That's pretty nice.
This is the worst podcast yet. We're not getting better. We're getting worse.
And coincidentally, all the bad ones have one same ingredient in it.
I think I was the
You
best.
actually-
think you were a great
But
band.
actually, Andy told some good stories
And I have
the other
more.
day.
Hold up a
But
second.
I
so
wanna-
wait a second. Oh, okay.
Actually, when you guys went to go get pizza, we had
Yes.
some good
I don't
talking.
remember what was
it
I
was the
talking
best
about.
ever.
It was actually good
You
because
want me to go
people
What
were
was I
pizza?
talking about? I
Do
forgot.
you
Yeah,
want me to
actually,
go get pizza?
yeah, go get pizza.
When
Not
you
the
go
Cuban
get
pizza.
pizza, the podcast takes off.
I've never had. The last time I had Cuban pizza was in 1993, and we ate
That
and ran.
pizza we got was awesome.
It's not Cuban
I don't
pizza.
want to get more pizza again. I'm
No.
already fat as fuck. Anyway,
No argument there.
that's hurtful speech.
None at all.
I had a Whopperito today on the way to practice.
A Whopper burrito.
A Whopperito.
What's a Whopperito?
One day I go to practice.
He goes
and
to
he shows
goes
up.
to Burger King. He gets a Whopper. He, goes
shows
to
up.
Taco Bell
On
and
the
he
way
wraps
over
in the
there, I was
burrito.
hungry, and I'm like,
Yum.
"Fuck, I'm gonna practice. I can't eat. Kind of hungry. I'll just get like a little like a hamburger or something small." And I go and I just said, fuck it, I'll get a double Whopper. So when I show up, of course, things right here in my throat, and then they're doing inverted fucking triangles and shit. And then Wonky's like, "Bro, what's wrong with you?" And I go, "Dude, I can't move. You do it." So he's just doing reps. And then Daniel's like, "Oh, come on, do it." And I'm like, "Oh, I can't move." And then Wonky's like, "He had a double Whopperito, a double Whopper on the way over here." Fucking rat. So
never
it was
ratted.
pretty funny,
I've never
and
ratted.
I almost shit my pants on the first up inverted spinning triangle.
But
Yeah,
even when
which
you
I
don't have
can't
the
do,
Whopper,
right?
you always
Which I
shit.
can't do anyway. But if you whatever,
Hey, you got a
the
triangle.
Whopperito I survived today.
You
You got a
got a
mounted triangle today.
I did. Balls in the face.
mounted triangle's the
I
best.
wanted to ask him.
That's
why
the
he
best
tapped.
submission.
It's pretty good.
It's the best one. It's
I
the
love
most
the
dominant
I love,
submission, I
once
would
you,
think.
Once you sit and you have your leg and you go forward with your hip on the arm, he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 99% done. He can
But
get
it's
out.
not only that. You have to cut your hips to the side a little bit. Once you
Yeah.
cut your hips to the side,
That's
the
what I'm
arm
saying.
locks
When
over
you
and
get
it's
the
done
arm
deal.
up,
Yeah.
when you get the arm up, it's pretty much over for the guy. And my favorite thing is the little fighting.
Yes.
When you're at the end.
The false hopes.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. It's good.
But I think it's the most dominant submission that there is, because if you really think about it, your hands are free to
it's
break
pretty
the
good.
person's face.
That dude was like your size,
True.
and I could feel him like suffering. He was not small. He's not. He's.
How did you get your legs around his?
He's
half
kind
torso?
of not that big. I mean.
You have a pencil neck.
Whoa! I didn't want to say. I was trying to like.
You're trying to say there's
gently
no way to tiptoe
say
around.
it.
There's
You're not
no
that
way
big.
to
I was
tiptoe
about
around.
to say you're not that big in the upper body neck area.
People here
But-
can't really see your legs.
That's hurtful speech. It's my legs I don't care about. It's my gut. It hurts my feelings. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Your feelings are not contained in your gut.
Oh,
Actually, when girls are involved, they are.
and then the ice cream makes it feel better
Oh,
from the rejection.
I'd go for some ice cream right now.
And so
Any
it's-
anomaly,
Every 10 minutes.
listen to me. Any anomaly a woman may have, I might be able to overlook, but I cannot overlook a big gut.
Yeah, no, yeah, the thick waist. That's a good one.
I can't do it.
That's a good one.
Well, thick
Bad
chicks-
nipples are bad too.
thick chicks are okay as long as like there's no overhang in the gut.
Wait
that's
a second.
like- that's
thick,
like-
hold up. You're leaving it very open. Thick. I said a fat waist is not. If the girl's
I'm in
thick,
agreement. So
if the
wonky.
girl's thick and she's proportioned to the
Yes,
thickness,
that's okay.
that's
okay.
different. No, that's nice.
Right.
That's good. I prefer a skinnier chick myself.
But if it goes like this, if you start with if it's very pear shaped,
No.
well, no, not pear shaped. What shape would that be? Where it would go from normal to thick to like normal. What would that be?
Plum shaped.
Plump, plump shape.
Yeah.
So Wonky's daughter is so nice. Mila. She's like the opposite of Wonky.
I don't know their names yet.
The big one's Mila. The one that I was comparing heights with, which is my height at 12.
Uh-huh.
That's Mila, and Nina is the other one. It was like a year
Mila
younger or
and
something
Nina.
like that. Very close.
Tulsa police officer who killed Terrence Crutcher charged with manslaughter.
Yeah, that was like 8 hours ago.
Yeah.
Come to 8 hours ago.
Hey man, I'm working.
Your work?
Yeah.
Sure you do.
So what do you think of that?
Have
Have you seen the video?
Yeah, man, you never know. It's a case by case basis. So what can you say? You know, maybe the guy or the whoever shot the dude was wrong. Who knows? You got to see all the facts. You can't just say, "Oh,
Right. I mean,
cops are
we're
killing
looking at
black
one-
people,"
well,
which is a lie.
cops are killing black people is a lie.
Okay, so look up right now. You got a computer kicking?
I've got
Look
my
up how
iPad.
many black people were killed by cops last year versus
Oh, now we're comparing stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
versus white people, and then also how many black people killed cops before we go. If we're gonna go into this, it's three things. It's three things.
People killed by police. In
Black
last year?
people, or whenever we
Okay.
could do 2012 to make it easier, or 14, or whenever they got the stats in the United States,
Okay. I'm
not
looking
in
it
the
up.
world.
Okay, this is from RT.com.
Oh, you can't do that. You got to go by like the FBI statistics. Can't trust guy. The media is 99% left wing, owned by
this is
Soros.
right, but this
lies,
is
straight
but
lies.
This is news from a different country. They have
Yeah,
no
but
stake
that's-
in
doesn't-
our game.
No. And I'm not gonna trust that. FBI statistics. That's what you look up. FBI statistics. One time I was having a similar argument. This is awesome.
You got to talk into the microphone.
With this guy's I was talking to this girl,
Mhm.
and it was a female, I swear. So somehow in the conversation I say something that's so obvious, like black people are violent, or something happened, something to that effect.
Racially charged.
But it's true, and anybody will tell you that, even black people, of course. So anyway, and the stats back it up and whatever. And the guy flies off the handle. You're a fucking racist. This is like 10 years ago.
Well, you still might be a racist, but go ahead.
That's not true. That's not true. But anyway, what kind of insult is that? Oh no, please. I'm a word. Oh no. So anyway, I go, look, guy, they're 10% of the population. Are you on your phone while we're doing this? This is the worst podcast we've ever done. It's the Andy podcast.
Ignore him.
So I go, they're 10% of the population approximately. And
They are. Who's they?
black people.
Black people,
and they
okay.
account for 60-something% of the violent assault or whatever. And the guy goes, "Oh, that's fucking ridiculous." And this is like, it was longer than 10 years ago. It was like early internet days.
Welcome to the
Like
white
dial-up
supremacist
days, like
podcast.
95. So when that guy I'm saying what I always say, which I make up statistics in my head, but they're pretty accurate. And that guy flies off the handle.
But if you know you make up statistics 26% of the time.
Crazy that the guy comes the next day that I go over there or whatever to the house. He has a packet of like 80 papers he printed.
Wow.
And he goes,
Were
"Hey."
they in color?
I go, "I apologize." And it was more than what you said. It's 80% of the violent crime in the United States is committed by black people. And they're like 12% of the population. So if half of them are men,
Why don't we actually go to the real numbers?
FBI statistics, look it
I'm
up.
looking it up, dog.
This is back then. This is what he said. He like highlighted the little points and all that. And so he was like, "Oh, I thought what you said was horrible, but it's actually worse." And he
Oh,
like
God,
really
wow.
he got into it.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, there's one of these.
Why don't we go to the national
No,
FBI statistics?
You got to go to FBI
Yeah, I'm
statistics.
looking
The
at,
only thing you can trust.
That's what I just finished saying.
You're
But
100%
no,
right.
I like a preempted no because you're so smart.
If you agree with me, you're right.
Guy.
If you
You're
disagree
wrong.
with me, you're wrong. It's very simple. I don't know why people don't get it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this. But yeah, I saw some video. I guess there were some riots yesterday.
Yeah, I don't even watch the news, but I get the gist of what's happening. But you can't tell because sometimes, like, remember that cop choked that guy to death for the cigarettes? The
Yes.
guy was murdered, dude.
Yeah.
The guy fell on the floor and he keeps choking the guy like
Right.
this around the neck, like a straight
Right.
Yeah, but-
choke on the trachea.
Right.
Of
The
course.
guy didn't do anything. The guy, only thing he did in the beginning, he pushed him a little bit.
Stop resisting,
That's
and then you're dead.
nothing.
What about this bitch cop that shot the guy the other day?
I didn't
So
see
that's
it.
how this conversation
what I'm saying
started.
Is that,
He shot him.
but
the
I
guy
didn't
had
see
his
what
hands
happened.
up.
Right. But that's what they say. I got to actually see. The thing with that Gardner video is that you saw the video.
And it's up close.
In the
and it's
video,
right
the
there,
guy's
yeah.
like, "Hey, hands behind your back, you're arrested." But he's a big fat fuck. He can't really put his hands behind his back. But then he goes, "No," or whatever, and he pushes a cop. That's already, you're going to get a slew of charges because the cops love to, that's like assault and resisting arrest and all
Right.
this stuff with violence and all this stuff. But the cop jumps on his back like a little monkey and he's choking him like this.
Right, and he holds the
he's
choke.
pulling, and the guy falls down. And the whole time that was really, that's murder. And he got off for that, right?
I
I don't
believe
remember,
so.
but
I mean,
that
they
was
always get off.
I
bad.
think
But
they
we
got
do
off.
jujitsu, so we understand that that's gonna hurt the guy or
But
kill him.
But anybody understands if you choke, it's just common
pulling like a
knowledge.
piece of shit,
Anybody
like a
rear naked
giant
choke.
faggot coward. Because now at this point, there's 10 cops. If you're by yourself and you got to fight a giant, that's different. Or the guy's really fighting back. This guy's just laying there on his face.
One of my friends
It was
posted
bad.
one of my friends had posted something on Facebook, and
Yeah.
I commented like saying basically they murdered the guy.
Yeah.
Then some moron.
This is Gardner you're talking about, the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
who was selling the cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some
They did murder
moron,
that guy.
some moron, cop lover, jumped on there talking about his military experience. Have you ever been under the ring? That's where he started coming out with me.
It doesn't
have you
matter.
Ever, have your life?
that's
Have
the
you ever been
thing.
under that stress?
But that's the thing. It doesn't matter. If you commit murder, it's murder. It doesn't matter if you've been in the
no,
military.
but not only that.
Doesn't
And
matter if
the
you've been
whole
a
argument I
cop.
was having with the guy, but
I
the
know.
guy went into all
I
his
know. Right.
all his accomplishments,
That's
which
to
I could wipe
beat
my
you
ass
down,
with.
right.
Yeah, which
To
if it was
win the
face to
argument.
face, I would beat him down. But through the internet, of course, and I'm not
Right.
going to get into an argument
But
with an idiot.
sometimes, I don't know what the percentage would be. It's probably really high. Whoever's getting shot by the cops or killed by the cops is brought that on themselves for not listening or having
Not
a
at all.
weapon
What about
or
the
being.
guy?
That's incorrect.
It's
Listen
at a
to me.
high level. It's at a high level. Cops are dicks, but a lot of times you got to listen to them.
But a
They're
lot-
the
I
fucking
know-
upholder of
Right.
the law. And if the guy's nervous, which they're all nervous because
but
we
that's
know
but
they're nervous.
they're scared, not nervous.
Yeah, that's true.
They're scared. But hold on
That's
a second.
true. But
the
if you're
problem,
like moving jittery and they shoot you,
but I agree
you
with you.
can't blame
Listen,
the
if,
cop for
if the
that.
person is doing something
Yeah.
wrong or illegal that they're not supposed to, I agree. But most
Yeah.
of the times, the
Yeah,
search
I
is
don't know about that. I think most of the
you're a
time it's
cop
the other
lover.
way around. No,
most of the
I'm
time
not a cop
you
lover.
are a cop
you are
lover.
a cop lover.
if you go and you look case by case.
I'm going to do that right now.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
saying if we sat there and we looked at each case and there's a video because we can't, the cops can write anything and it could be truthful, it could be a lie, and they
They
cover.
usually lie.
They
and
cover
then we,
for
And then we
themselves,
find
yeah.
out afterwards
Of course.
when the video comes out.
They lie a lot.
Right, that's true, but when there's video, I'm saying, and you can see
My
and
civil
sometimes you
rights
can't
have been
see-
violated.
I understand
at least
that.
Without this is lowballing 30 times.
I understand
I've had
that.
over
I understand that.
over
And
10
I've
guns
had
pointed in my
similar-
face,
Right.
and none of them when I've been doing anything illegal.
Right. But so
But the problem, this is where the gray area comes in. It's not that part. Before they even get to that part that we're
Right.
talking about now,
Right.
a lot of the times the stops and the searches that they're doing are illegal. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
true.
they get
That's
the
true.
resistance.
That's true.
Not always. Don't get me
Right.
wrong.
yeah,
A lot of those people that they shot deserve to die. I
Yeah,
hope
that's
they
true,
burn
too.
in hell.
that's true too.
But a lot don't. A
No,
lot of those people, listen, if a guy's walking down the
yeah,
street and
we're
he's
saying
acting
the same
suspicious,
thing. We're saying the same
he
thing.
can act however the fuck he wants to act. If he's not, what do you mean? Are you having a cardiac or what?
Okay, great example happened in North Miami. The guy
When was this?
recently this year,
Okay,
a couple
all right,
months ago.
all right.
A guy is I guess the police get a call that there's some guy in the street, blah blah blah.
I'm glad
it ends
you're
up being
talking.
a kid.
I'm glad you're talking.
Shut up.
Don't let me forget
It
the
ends up
story
being a
about
guy-
filming bitches. Because
About what?
I'm gonna forget
A story
The
about what?
filming bitches.
Okay. So this guy was in North Miami, and the police had gotten a call about some guy being in the street. It turns out the kid has autism,
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
and
Horrible. That was
Actually-
horrible.
So-
Thank you
the-
for
the
reminding me.
kid's got
That's the
autism.
one that I got to the argument with the guy. That's what it was. The guy told
That
me.
is
straight murder.
The guy
Straight
told,
murder.
No, listen,
no, but that
that's
he
what I
didn't
said.
die.
That's
the guy didn't die.
Listen, no.
Straight murder.
I wrote exactly on the face. Like one of my friends that writes for the New York Times put a post up. So and then I wrote on there. I go that person that killed that cop that shot that guy
Mhm.
should be charged
Well,
with
let's
murder.
describe the story.
Yeah.
Or no, it's
first,
murder.
'cause
Should
a
be
lot of
charged
people
with
might not know the
attempted
story.
murder.
The
Go ahead.
zero
The
people
guy
who are
didn't die?
listening do not know the story.
I don't know the story really. I heard about
So-
it, but I don't watch the news.
Okay,
I got
You-
tired of
you're
all the
lucky.
baiting and all the bullshit.
all the made up stories.
And that
It's a
too.
genius. There's 3 people listening right now.
Okay, good. We love you.
Us 3.
Okay. So there's the police get called because there's some guy in the street, and the guy apparently
This
has
is not
autism.
the white guy that they loked on the beach because that was
I don't
straight
know.
murder too.
I don't know, but I
in
want to
my
hear about
opinion,
that.
but they cleared him.
I want to hear about that. So there's
This
a
video of that one
There's a
is
kid
so
with
bad.
autism. I want to see it, and I
Go
want to
ahead.
hear about it.
Mm.
So there's a kid with autism, and there's a caretaker.
Okay.
this kid with autism.
I remember that.
The kid with autism
It's terrible.
has a toy truck in his hand, and
Oh
he's
my
sitting
God.
on the ground.
Okay.
They're surrounded by police.
Oh my god.
The
Is it like an
caretaker
adult?
the caretaker
Or
is
is-
black,
Right.
and he's telling the police, or
Is the
he's
kid
telling
black?
the kid.
Wait,
the kid
but
is Hispanic.
Let's rewind a little
Kid's
bit more.
Hispanic. Okay.
There's a fat autistic kid on the floor with a toy truck in
with
his
a toy
hand.
truck. Correct.
That we can see
They
it from
didn't
the.
kill him.
They were
They
going to
didn't
kill him.
Jesus Christ.
The caretaker, who is black, is lying down on the ground
Right.
with his hands up in the air,
Right.
and he's telling the
Clearly,
other guy,
clearly.
sit down, do what they say,
Right.
sit down, do what they say, and then
Right.
the
Hold
the
up.
caretaker
Hold up.
turns his attention.
The autistic boy is playing with a toy car sitting on the floor.
Yeah,
The autistic boy's probably about 16 years old,
Right.
give or take a couple
And this
years.
is on video.
is on video.
That's pretty bad.
And you can hear exactly what the caretaker's saying
Right.
verbatim. Exactly.
He's autistic.
Right.
I'm the caretaker. He
Right.
has a toy truck in his
His
hands.
Right.
hands are up.
Sit down. No. He's saying that the autistic kid has a toy truck in his hands,
no, but
and
he-
the guy has his hands up in the air,
Sitting
and
on
he's
the floor.
talking to the
Sitting
lying
on
down on
the-
the ground, and he gets shot. Or one of the cops pulls the trigger,
On
and who do
the-
they shoot?
On the kid or
Who
the
do they shoot? The black guy
No.
with his hands up in the air.
No, guy.
And
But-
then
but I
he
think they were
yells.
both- they were
and
both
then
black.
he yells. No, I think one guy was Hispanic. The autistic kid
okay.
was Hispanic.
No.
So he yells out,
Factoid,
"Why did
there's
you
Hispanic
shoot
black.
me?
Yeah, Jesus.
Why did you shoot me?" A response comes
Right.
back, "I don't know."
Yeah.
Jeez
And then
Louise.
later on, after they had time to make up a
Did
lie.
the guy die or no?
No,
the guy
after
did not
they
die.
had time to make up whatever story that
The
sounded
PP,
feasible,
yeah.
they said they were trying to shoot the autistic boy and they
Oh
shot
my
him by
God,
mistake, which
bro.
really, in the world of
Oh my God.
retards, compounds what they were going to
There's
do.
a lot of shit that.
You are a cop lover, by the way, Andy.
No, I'm not. It's that
You are.
You
I
are a
do
cop
give
lover.
the cop the benefit of the doubt. So most of
Why?
the time,
Why?
I don't listen. I'm not there, so you can't.
So just give him the
say-
benefit of
no,
the doubt.
but you can't say unless there's not video. I'm already out because I'm not there. I can't say like this
Okay,
happened.
but
or this
that's
happened.
perfect that you say that.
I'm on the fucking internet for like 2 minutes. I can't
Okay,
read
can
a
you
story.
let me talk or no?
I'm
Or
trying
you're
to
doing
tell
a
you
cop
my
thing?
point. You're just
doing a
throwing
thing.
cop lover.
Because you're saying you give the cop the benefit of the doubt. The benefit of the doubt has been all through history till right now until there's cameras, and now the benefit of the doubt.
That's what I was gonna say.
Realism.
We're on the same page. I'm trying to explain to you why, because I think that's what judges do and the general public do, is they give the cop the benefit of the doubt. But there's a lot of video now that is very difficult to say that story you wrote when the guy's obviously with his hands up the whole fucking time. Like you guys said, I haven't seen nothing.
But it's not only that they give him the benefit of the doubt.
I understand. But I always do that.
That's why your marriage failed. You didn't let the other person talk.
Wow. If I cared at all about my marriage, I'd be hurt right now.
The benefit of the doubt also is the benefit of the money that they're going to receive as well. That helps them out.
Who? What benefit? I don't understand.
You said we were talking about the judge, and the cop.
No. Because what are you gonna? Usually, it's a criminal with a criminal past. So who are you gonna give the benefit of the doubt to? A cop or a criminal?
Even though
usually a criminal.
Cops are gonna argue.
That's just normal.
And this is not in front of other people, but amongst themselves. No, that guy's a bad guy. So we gotta take him off the street.
Yeah.
He should be off the street, which he might need to be off the street. But they're gonna make up stuff, and then they get caught in a lie. And then maybe that guy goes free.
And not only that, who the fuck are you to say he should be off the street or not?
Well,
you're just a fucking cocksucker that they gave a gun to and a badge to. Oh, look out for justice,
dude! If you're a violent criminal and you're like been already like 3 times convicted of violent criminal, how much scumbag shit have we done and not been caught for? Or regular people?
He means Wonky and Andy.
Not you. So
anyways,
this is my thing. If you've gotten 3 violent felonies, you've done at least 100 horrible things. Violent.
I've never had a violent.
I'm saying maybe not you, but I'm saying the average scumbag.
He says that cops are supposed to interpret the law however they want. You gotta keep the distance. It's not that he's not angry. He's just trying to breathe because of his heavy weight. Get a beer, man.
Look at the one.
You want me to look up a video?
Yeah, the one with the white guy that went crazy. I think either he had a knife or he had like a gun, and I think the cop shot him with a rifle. It was
one in Miami
pretty
Beach?
bad, yes. That one was pretty bad because the guy's just standing there.
Where was
this? The cop has the rifle pointed at his chest like this. The guy doesn't really do anything, and he just shoots him. Okay. That guy's crazy, obviously. Recent? Yeah, like maybe a year or two ago.
There was one where a guy was on the street. And
that
he had
one.
A knife.
That
one?
That one. But he doesn't do anything. No, you gotta watch it.
No, because that's what I say. I remember seeing it.
I say I want to see that before I pass judgment. I'm not gonna just say, "Oh yeah, the cops are fucking awesome."
Okay, but I'm gonna say this: if you have an assault weapon and there's a guy with a knife, shoot him in the legs.
No, and he's 2 feet away.
Shoot him in the legs.
Scared. No, but you would back up.
No, but that's the answer right there.
Right.
Is to back up.
The guy's not moving.
Because you got a fucking rifle.
Watch it so you can see. The guy's not moving. The guy just decided like I'm gonna kill this guy because he has a knife and I can kill him. That's murder.
Cops.
That's murder.
Escalate.
Some cops. Sometimes.
He's just talking about 99% of them.
No, that's not true.
Okay, so what percentage of cops would you say lie?
Well, I mean that's like saying people.
Well,
that's people.
Everybody.
Everybody.
I'm yet to meet one that's 100%.
Yeah, but
over there.
Yeah, but
humans don't. Humans don't have guns and the carte blanche to kill people.
Can't lie and everything. You gotta go by a case basis. And before, what are you
Hold
gonna
up
do?
a second. Hold up. Let's stop this.
And crazy shit happens.
You deserve to be out of there, bro.
What do you want me to do, guy? What do you want me to
do? You can't just come in here with your fucking swinging cock and take Laz's spot.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
Go ahead, guy. What do you want me to do?
Let him sit there.
Let
him. You do the Celine Dion.
Is that wonky super angry? It don't happen, bro.
Yeah, I bought some earphones.
Here. All right, perfect.
Power button, guy. I have no idea. That?
And you know what?
Hello.
Here, and you need the headphones because you're really stupid.
I'm the
That's the only
genius.
thing I can think of. No, look, this is him. Look.
Hello.
And then the guy keeps.
Guy, I don't have headphones. What do you want me to do?
Now you see what kind of moron you sound like?
I do sound stupid.
Does anybody need it?
But let me tell you,
hey,
let
listen,
me tell you a newsflash, and I know you never heard it before. You don't sound much smarter.
But hold
You
up a
don't sound
second. We both sound stupid, but
And you
only
sound
one of us
much
looks stupid.
balder. You sound much balder. Look, that's it. That's it right there.
Yeah.
You're bald,
They-
short,
they
And
and
one of
Look
the
at
issues
this
about
guy.
this video too
Yes.
is that the guy
Yes.
got tased
Right.
before he got shot. So
And did he drop the knife?
no, he probably.
I don't know
he
anything about the
probably
story.
jerked.
Like
when you get
everything else.
tased, you can't drop anything. The only thing
Right.
you're dropping is bowel
That's
movement.
fucking, yeah, it's pretty.
No,
we just
wait.
stopped and now we're starting again.
Okay, I got it.
no
I just
problem.
wanted to make sure. I didn't know what was happening.
This is Zal. Masturbation count at 2. Completed the status
You're
quo.
sticking with Zao last?
I'm sticking with Zal last.
I've said last 1,000 times.
Hey, can you turn down
All
the
right.
headphones?
Turn your headphones
Let me,
down.
Hey, let's do the
Yeah.
intro so we
It's loud as fuck.
Absolutely.
Seriously, let's do the intro so at least we could.
I want to be Cookie Puss.
Cookie
Cookie Puss?
You gotta keep the mic at one distance.
Fuck.
Your phallic
Dude,
fucking.
I swear if I could beat you up, I would beat the fuck out of you right now. I'm super pissed.
Maybe in another.
This
Maybe
guy,
if you
dude.
believe in Indian shit.
He goes,
come back and
maybe if you were
Oh,
another
the
guy.
distance, the
Maybe if you were
distance.
someone else.
Look at your
No.
distance. Judge your distance. Manage it.
I'm not talking.
Close your sentence.
That's hilarious.
So, what intro are you talking about?
For us to do an intro of ourselves.
Okay, well, okay.
Or hold
Hi,
on a
everybody.
second.
Hi, everybody. This is Mo, and I'm here with Wonky, Andy, and Zao.
What up?
We're going to continue the conversation that we were
We're
having
gonna start the
a
conversation.
couple minutes ago about police, because we have in our midst a nut hugger, a police nut hugger, and his
Not
name
a
is
police
Andy.
nut hugger.
You are Andy.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
no, I saw that
I've
those
lost
fucking.
friends.
I saw those text messages. I saw those fucking pictures. You were like hanging out, and the most fucked
I
up
have
part.
friends
If I'm
that are
gonna hang,
cops.
if I'm gonna hang out with a bunch of fucking dudes, there has to be women involved. Okay, so they go out on this fucking vacation, this like trot around Florida. It's a
It's
bunch
not.
of
Wait
fucking.
a second.
It's
Stop.
like
It's not.
six
It's not.
cops and
It's
one
not
guy.
around Florida. They went to Texas. Why don't we let him tell the story?
Well, because it's good gay at the end. I mean, it's all the same.
Coincidentally, he went to Texas with a police officer that
What a
arrested me one day.
jammer. My buddy, since we're 12 years old, you were probably violating the law.
That's a cop loving mentality right there. Go ahead. I was violating the law by sitting in a truck while
you
my
were
friend.
disrespectful to a member of the law enforcement community, and you deserve to go to jail that night.
It seems like
I
there's
don't know,
a
guy. I
story
wasn't
that
there.
I'm not.
Listen, I wasn't there.
There's more to this story.
There's a lot
There
to this
is.
story.
I have
Wonky,
no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about.
The title
so
of
let's
this
rewind.
podcast.
Rewind.
Okay, the title of this podcast is Wonky is not putting up with shit today. He's bringing up old shit. Anytime he made one joke,
Wait a second. Are we talking about law enforcement? I'm telling personal stories, and
Yeah.
coincidentally, we have somebody in common that we know.
yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay,
Let's
so
do
let's
it.
hear the story.
Okay, but I just want to say we're
He
jumping
wasn't there,
around.
but go ahead.
We're jumping around.
Now that he's trying to protect
We
his
haven't
cop
made any
friend,
sense.
now shit gets
This is-
real, and he feels uncomfortable.
This is the no. I'm not. I'm 100% fine. It's funny to me. Me and Wonky are probably either gonna make out on this couch, or we're gonna swing for the fences.
I've never swung on a friend before.
All right, listen to me.
I don't consider you a friend, so you're
We've
good.
we started.
So be careful,
This thing is
Mata
all
burro
over the
viene.
place. If you don't know us, you can't keep track of this conversation.
Okay,
it's
this
all
conversation.
over the fucking place.
So we're gonna start it. That's why one person talk at a time.
Okay,
please.
go.
We're talking today about law enforcement and policing as we know it.
We brought up what happened, Missouri. Where fuck is
No,
that?
don't. No.
Charlotte,
Let's say the story
Charlotte.
that we have in
Yeah.
common. We're talking up.
We were talking about current events and about the police shooting a guy whose car was stopped in the middle of the street. They approached him, and then less than 30 seconds later, the guy's dead. He was walking back to his car, and now he's dead.
But it was
and
a
so-
woman. It was a woman. The shot.
a woman police officer.
Betty Crutcher or something like
Right,
that.
now she's being charged with manslaughter. And so we started talking about other police shootings, and then now you guys have a personal story that you're going to share with us.
Okay, hold on, time out. Before we go any further, so when we started talking about this, I said, Wonky starts off with all the cops are this and that, and I said you got to go on a case by case basis. You can't just say all cops are around shooting everybody because they just kill everybody.
Okay, I have friends that are cops, but I'm talking from personal.
And me too. I've had bad run-ins with cops that are ridiculous behavior for any human, but that doesn't mean that they do that all the time. I've had the guy be super professional also. Like,
I've had that
thank
too.
you, sir, and here's your ticket or whatever the fuck.
I'm gonna say of over 100 run-ins that I've had with police, 98% of them have been them disrespectful. Very disrespectful for no reason. Because I'm not a thug, I'm not a criminal, I don't dress like one, I don't.
Nowadays is a lot better.
Because there's more cameras to catch them.
It used to be bad.
Because now they're being watched more. Now there's actual footage. And before, when I was younger, if you would take out your cell phone, they would break the phone. Because I've seen that over 20 times.
Well, it still happens now.
Yeah, it still happens.
Yeah,
now.
they'll slap a
And
camera.
that's illegal.
But I
That's
lived. When I was on the beach, I saw it plenty of times. Phones being broken and smashed on, a bunch of times.
You know what? In these type of situations, I think that somehow, some way, society thinks that by someone uttering words about being sworn, that they're not human anymore. And I think at the end of the day, when you look at it, everybody is human. Everybody lies.
Some more than
And
others.
some more than others. But I don't think there's a stark difference between lies and people that are sworn officers and individuals. I think it's the same shit, just like a cura cingando.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? I think that it's all the same. It's just society says, okay, you're the police officer. But that police officer is absolutely no different than anybody else. So when it comes down to it, giving someone that power, that stroke, that pen, that I can put you away, you know, in that there's human error and there's also asshole. And more often than not,
what I'm saying is their process for letting police in, that's the problem right there.
yes, I think that look,
Usually cops,
Yeah.
in general, are people who have given up on life. That so they go through a course of however 6 months, a year, whatever it is, and they've had issues before in their past that they feel that they need to have that power. Because I do have police officers that are friends, and I even have some that are family. Those guys are. It basically comes down to this: if you're a coward, you're going to be a coward cop. If you're a straight up guy, you're going to be a straight up guy. The problem is that most of the people that go into law enforcement, most of them, from my personal experience, are a bunch of cowards and they're scared. So if they see something and they pull out the gun, the first thing they do is pull out the gun. They run in packs, which is fine because it's for their safety. But if you're in a pack of 15 cops, there's no reason to pull out the gun. Let's get into the story.
No, wait.
My story with your friend. My story with your friend.
I still got more to add to that conversation. I do think that the selection process is super skewed, and I'm going to give you an example. Right now, they can't find enough cops because people can't. They're getting these young kids, all right, and these young kids have no life experience. And if being a cop is your first job, there's a good chance you have no life experience. With no life experiences, you cannot develop that muscle, part of the brain.
That's true.
So when you're coming into becoming a police officer, I was speaking to the chief of this city, and he was explaining to me, he's like, man, you know, the Department of Law Enforcement is disqualifying all these candidates because maybe they have an arrest for a little bit of weed, maybe because they have a little bit of arrest because of whatever, you know,
or they're too smart, or whatever.
Exactly. And what's happening is it's caused a bottleneck, and they're passing up on a lot of people that have developed that part of the brain through life experiences. So, yeah, they're getting the gun-ho guys at 19, but I can honestly tell you that Zao, or whoever the fuck I am, has no idea how to even clean his ass at 19. I've learned to be a man in my late 20s, okay? That's number one. Another point that I can take in this situation that'll let me kind of explain it would be education, I think, has a big part of it. Okay, education, book smart, of course, is not going to make you crazy smart. You're not going to have, but it opens up a part of your mind.
Yeah, but the education before that comes from education at home.
Oh yeah, no. There's no doubt about it. But if
that's the most important education you ever have, the education at your house.
Oh no, for me, it's the only reason I survived was because of how I was brought up. But you know what? I consider myself a stand-up guy. But let me tell you, lies are lies, and everybody does it. So that's two ways that I can kind of explain what's going on. But as far as the brutality and all that shit, I've said it before. This thing has always been going on. I remember I called a police officer one time to my house because of a family member. And that person came. I told him what the family member did. And he took it out on me. And he was like, oh, and you come out without a and all of a sudden, just because he didn't want to do his job.
Right.
He comes up and takes it out on me. And of course, you don't want any problems. Hey, and at that time, going to school, I was thinking, man, if I get arrested and I tell this guy, hey, fuck off, you piece of shit. I get arrested because nobody's there. It's just me and this dude.
Your career's over.
My career is over. My life is over. So what did I do? Man, I fucking put my head down. Sir, thank you very much. I appreciate your help. Have a good day. And I fucking left. Now, if it would have been him without that badge and him without that power and authority, man, he would have gotten fucking killed.
No, he wouldn't have, because he would have been a sweetheart coward like most of them are.
Yes. And I get it. So I do understand.
And he's making faces right now.
He's making faces right now, and
I do understand the frustration, and I do understand where it's coming from. I can explain it to myself that way, but this is a problem. This has been the elephant in the room forever. It's just now with media and all the stuff going on, it's easier to tape this shit. But man, this shit's been going on forever.
But listen to me. I know personally cops, and I told you I have cops in my family. The ones that are badasses and real good cops, they're not trying to try anybody. They're not trying to be the tough guy on the street, because they know that they're tough and they know that they're fucking ballsy. You know who I'm talking about, Andy. They don't go out trying people. They don't go out disrespecting people. They don't go out after people for petty shit and fucking try to go crazy and try to be Mr. John Q. Law. That's what most... Go ahead.
Yeah, but what Laz says is true. That person was a badass, had life experience already, was in the military, and was a super badass.
You don't have to be in the military.
No, you know, but I'm saying he had already done stuff, and he's already lived. If you get a guy at 19 and he's like already in power, he's gonna be all fucked up. That's a problem.
But the problem is that if you get somebody with a strong personality and somebody with smarts and balls, they're not going to be serving the police like they would want to be served. So they're not going to be a good police officer by the way the police officer standards are anyways.
I have someone in my family that I was raised by, and he's a police officer. And yeah, I know he's a fucking prick when he's in his uniform. I know that for a fact. But, there was a shooting in the city of Miami where the guy got out. My uncle was training a rookie police officer. And the person that was in the vehicle got out that they were stopping and started shooting at the car. And my uncle didn't shoot back. He ran. He ran. And he said, look, man, I'm not... The tough guy shit I thought was cool when I was 19 and wanted to fucking become a cop. And, that skewed my thinking. That fucked up my thinking. Now at this age, I know it's not even fucking worth it. I'm not going to be the tough guy. And he fucking ran the other way because once you have that power, once you have that stroke of the pen, once you have that authority, you never get to build or develop that muscle that we're talking about, life experiences, because your life experiences are never going to be the same.
Because you don't have to.
Because you don't have to. So people like us that have had to deal with a civilian, just a regular civilian, instead of a person that's born or, a sworn officer, we have to develop that muscle. We have to develop that way of thinking, that tact, that verbal judo, or whatever the hell anybody wants to call it. But we can only do that through life experiences. Police officers, it took my uncle 30 years on the force to learn what us as regular civilians can probably learn within 5 years in college.
But it's not only verbal, it's also physical too.
And physical
both.
too.
It's both.
They, you know what? Most of the cops that I've wrestled are fucking crappy as shit. Yeah. It's like I'm beating up on my sister because of that authority, of that pen stroke and calling the buddies, they don't develop that much, you know? So I physically as well, I get it. So, I mean, that's just my 2 cents and how I kind of build that schema up. So,
Officer Andy, would you like to elaborate?
I mean, I had a good point a second ago. I just forgot it right now.
No further questions, Your Honor.
last you win. Keep going. So,
what I was gonna say is that I like to, whenever something happens and everybody gets all heated, I like to. So this is situation is perfect. I like to put myself in both people's shoes, so that you can see, like, then you can understand both people. How, let's say this guy who got shot this weekend, who knows what the guy was doing? Doesn't matter if he was a criminal or not before. I can already tell he's not smart. He parked in the middle of the fucking street. That's fucking idiotic. Somebody could be half asleep, not see it, come back. You're supposed to pull off to the right. He doesn't know basic rules. Yeah. He gets out, supposedly had a gun on him.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the call to the police was, because I saw, in the video that I saw, there was like 3 cops like hauling ass towards this location.
Those reports are often made up. It wasn't my case.
Yeah, that's true, but...
Right, but I don't know what the report was. Right. There's a black guy in the middle of the street. He's got a gun, you know, or
who knows
whatever.
What happened?
Who knows? Because it's easy to know after the fact that he didn't have a gun.
Yeah.
But maybe somebody saw something or whatever. So it'd be interesting to know for this particular case what.
Okay, but if you don't know why confront a guy?
Well, because it's your job as a cop to.
Yeah. If somebody calls,
to smoke somebody in the middle of the street.
No, but if somebody calls, you have to go.
Yeah, no, and it's the same in our, even in the industries that I've been involved in. If there's a complaint, even if it's the same person complaining 180 times, you still gotta fucking go.
Who's saying not to go?
So no, but you know, confront the individual. You know, I think that's just part of the job. I think that's just part of the job. He probably just went to confront it. We don't know. We don't know the whole story. We know what media is telling us. And there's often situations where we find out, okay, there's more to the story than what we're hearing.
There's always more to the story. So, every story is...
Yeah, no, but there's some of the stories where the cops just fucked up. They just fucking shot, they killed the dude.
Which in those cases, they should admit it and say,
yes, hey,
we fucked up. Because, or else you generate or you build an environment of, no, we have to hide everything, which is the current thing that we run into.
Did you see this? Even in the city where I live in, you know, and it's, you know, when you lie, what a tangled web you weave. You know, the cop runs a red light and smashes into a fucking truck, demolishes the truck, super injuries on both sides. And the lieutenant that was in charge of the police officer and the police officer, they both got fired by the mayor because they actually gave the guy in the pickup truck a ticket and hid all the cameras and the information and all that shit. And eventually down the line, they found out that it was a lie. So I think that the best thing to do, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, is just be like, yo, you know, I fucked up.
Yeah, but this is part of the problem nowadays. One of the little issues. There's a million little issues. Is that the people...
Are you one of these little issues?
Only to women.
Oh, the people rioting and all that. They're rioting like if this person's not going to get charged for murder, if it's true. They're rioting like if there's nothing, like if they just get away with it all the time, which they get away with it a lot.
I don't agree with the rioting.
They get away with it a lot. But they're rioting like if they're just going to kill, they're just going around and killing black people, which is not true.
Well, I think the rioting is...
An incident happened, and this happened for whatever reason, whether he had a gun or not. It's not like they just like pulled him over because he had a busted taillight and shot him in the face. Which that has happened before, but this is not the case.
He had 2 busted taillights, so they shot him in the face.
For the most part, what happens nowadays is the guy's aggressive or being an idiot or being violent, and then he gets killed.
Right.
And then they're and they only get upset when it's a
Who's
cop
they?
kills Black Lives Matter or all the people complaining. The rioters and all that, and also the social justice warriors, you know, most people, and these crybabies.
Hillary?
Huh?
Hillary's people?
Yeah, because they they think they're like little crusaders who are gonna save the minorities, and they think back like to Martin Luther King days, and they want to be one of those people.
Well, I think
but it's nothing like that
the
anymore.
People that are rioting are looking for an excuse to fucking go out and burn stuff and wreak
obviously, because what is that going to help this situation? Oh, we're angry. And I saw in the videos that I saw today, because I don't really watch TV, there was a lot of white people throwing shit through windows. What the hell are you doing? How is that helping anything?
Going back to what you were saying just a second ago about if it was a black cop and a white person, you wouldn't really hear about it.
But
this happened recently. It was in the Miami.
But sometimes riots, I don't agree with riots, but sometimes it's when you're not being heard and cops keep getting off.
Yeah,
I just don't agree.
If non-violent means don't get you anything, then people are going to get violent.
Yeah.
But what bothers me is that
stop saying they. It's we the people. You fucking scumbag.
When all the evidence points to something and the guy gets off, they get upset about that. That's ridiculous.
You gotta specify who they is.
Yeah, you keep saying they.
People get convicted, and they're still upset. I'm talking about Black Lives Matter or anybody who whatever. So there's no point there anymore. Oh, are you doing a time thing? Go fuck yourself.
Somebody just sent a text message. I was laughing.
Number one, number two. Number two.
Go fuck yourself too.
Is like you at to some degree you have to put yourself in the policeman's shoes. All right. And
it's not an
one
easy
of my
job.
favorite quotes.
It's not an easy job.
One of my favorite quotes is a George Carlin quote. Think about how stupid the average person is, and realize half of the people are dumber than that.
Yes.
People are retarded. We're retarded.
I say we're going.
I say we're way above average.
And then I say we're
People
going
are
further.
out there.
You get those retarded people, and you give them a gun, a badge, and protection of all the
But I'm
laws,
saying,
and then you got a disaster on your
If
hands.
you got a cop and you go up to a fucking retard, and you have to deal with retards every day, man, I would shoot people too.
But listen to me. So the problem, it goes back to this.
Because
so if you're not cut out for that job, cut out for that job, don't do it.
There's a lot of wrong people in those positions.
Of course,
there's a lot of wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think it points back to what I was saying. It has a lot to do with the selection process.
Of
it has to do a lot with what they're confusing being stand up with having a clear record.
Of course.
Yeah,
that's what they
true.
think.
But you nailed it when you said life experience is totally everything.
True.
And not only that,
it's in every situation. So I think that these problems they could be handled more so now with media and access to files and access to people's everyday lives. All right, is this person okay? I've met guys that are 26, 27 years old that are going over and over again to try to become a police officer. They pay for their own things. And I know that these guys are stand-up guys. They've had super life experiences. They've worked, different jobs. They deal with people and they can't become police officers. Then you get some kid, 19, doesn't know what the hell he's doing, just found out about jerking off, enjoying how to jerk off, and he gets the job. And then this guy that's 26, 27, has a kid, has a house, he's trying to do his good, and maybe the only thing he had wrong is that he got caught stealing something when he was 17 years old. And won't pick that guy.
Which lots of people have stolen stuff.
Of course.
Throughout their lives.
Yes, exactly. It's like impossible.
And stealing something is not the worst thing you could do.
I agree.
So I think that's the problem. I think a lot of these guys. I mean, I can look back at my own family members and their career.
Not a good example.
Career police. No, they're career police. They're all fucked up. At 19,
they're people.
They're people.
We're all people.
Yeah.
Just because you're a judge, or you're a prosecutor, or whatever, doesn't mean, or you're president, doesn't mean that you're immune from being a person and suffering.
Yeah, no.
What makes you a person?
It's like when you first you're a little kid in the 7, 8 years old, and you see your teacher like at Publix, and you're like, holy shit! I just saw my teacher. She's a fucking real. She's buying bananas. Yeah. She's a fucking person. And all this time, I thought she was. But it's the same thing. Ultimately, we're all people, and I think that the selection process has to be restructured. And there has to be a more human element to it. And it's not being done right now.
I mean, part of that is also training. because right now the thing is either comply
or die.
Yeah,
pretty much.
No, that's ridiculous. And have you seen? I mean, there's crazy people, man. But you know what? And even going and living in other countries, and experiencing like I remember there was this one neighborhood that's synonymous with being one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the world, and it's called Tondo. And I would go by Tondo just to see what it was about. And man, you know, I when things felt kind of weird, like I kind of knew how to get myself out of it really fast, you know. And I think that right now, and you know, if you're being hired at 19, you're not gonna have that experience. You're not gonna know how to fucking fight yourself out of a wet paper bag unless you got a badge and a gun and ready to shoot.
No, but not only that. Sometimes, yeah, exactly. But people got to understand. Sometimes, as a cop, when you show up to police, people are sometimes in crisis. And you don't know what's going on in their life, and your bullet is usually not going to fix that.
Yeah, it's.
Andy loves police officers so much that he avoided the police. I have family members that are police cops.
Everybody does.
That actually your friend is scared of. That actually your friend police officer is scared of him.
Anyway,
I don't have any gay family members.
Talk. You know what? Let's talk about some other shit, man. Because this is already like, whatever. It's a fucking beating a dead horse with a fucking same stick.
But I remember reading an article like 25 years ago that they fucked up when they tried to include everybody, and they tried to open up hiring police officers. Mm-hmm. The old school days, it was like the town badass of old football players. And then they said, oh, that's like the fucking old boys club or whatever.
The good old boys.
When actually, those guys make some of the best cops, like old military guys. Huge football player, like an offensive lineman. That guy's perfect. You know why? Because he's a huge guy. He doesn't even listen to little people. Little bullshit doesn't freak the guy. He's not scared. And if the guy tells you, I'm going to slap you, you're going to run away.
But this is where our main differences are at.
You start hiring little guys, and I'm a little guy. Little guys have, usually not me, and not people we know. But some little guys they have a chip on their shoulder, and if you tell them, you look at them funny or anything, they're instantly fighting. They have a bad attitude.
I'm going to tell you this from knowing both sides of the coins very well. Most of the problems that the cops are having, and the people why they hate cops, is because they start with the disrespect and they start with the crazy stuff. If you're there and you're going to arrest somebody for something, shut your mouth, arrest the guy for what it is. You're not God. You're not Dog the Bounty Hunter to be giving the guy a speech. Shut the fuck up. Put the handcuffs on the guy and take him to jail. That's your job.
I used to have a sticker.
The copsucker cop that arrested me, your friend, went as far.
Wait, you got arrested by his friend?
Yes.
He's a sweetheart.
Awesome.
I got arrested by his friend.
Like the best cop
I got arrested by his
super
friend.
Cop. Great human
He's a super cop. This is a
I
cop.
think it's time to hear the story. I want to know what happened.
But let's go a little bit background on the cop before we start the story.
Let me tell the story how we found out about our mutual acquaintance. One day after meeting Wonky in the jiu-jitsu, he's like,
you knew me for years,
he's like,
guy.
hey, you're cool. We should go eat lunch, right? So I go, okay. So because I showed him a few things, and the instructor said didn't like him because he was beating everybody. And then to me, it feels like, what happened?
You're just going totally off topic.
No, because I want to tell this part of the story is hilarious. So
that's a bunch of years later.
No.
Yes.
No. This is like the third or fourth time we ever talked.
Okay, go ahead.
So Wonky was smoking everybody. If everybody's going to be on the phones, it's going to be a great podcast.
No, I'm listening.
It's going to be a great podcast. So this guy with his cologne, dude, you smell this guy? He smells awesome.
The smell of wine and cheap perfume.
This guy, when we...
That's Armani.
What is in the car?
Armani, it's Armani perfume.
Not
it
even
has
joking.
subtle hits of Come Pinga.
Not even joking.
Asshole as shit.
This guy listens to YouTube videos about the hints and the oats and the long-lasting effects.
What should you say?
Like metrosexual stuff. He's listening to that.
As long as it makes him happy, let him do whatever the fuck he wants.
Probably got like 80. Yeah, it's a little gay.
Yeah, no, it is, but I
So Wonky was like, oh, fucking running people over. The instructors didn't like it. So since he's kind of like...
abrasive.
No, it's like, it's like...
He rubs me the wrong way, that one
talking
guy.
to myself, like he's like the same person, like from the neighborhood or whatever. No, thanks a lot. That's hurtful speech.
He's out of the Genius Club? He's out of the Mo and Andy Genius Club?
I'm not smart enough. I felt pressure.
That's because Laz got here.
Total women they banged in their whole life? 3.
I feel
6.5 because one was maybe
club.
a guy.
I feel better being a little bit smart in the dumb club than to be the dumbest guy in the smart club. Anyway.
Big fish in a small pond.
So then Wonky's like, oh, how do you do an arm lock? Or how do you do this? How do you do that? So then I would show him, and then one of the instructors like,
That's a beer.
Hey, don't show that guy. He's a big, strong guy.
Don't show him that technique.
And then I'm
He
like,
doesn't
dude,
need
whatever.
that.
That guy's cool, but whatever. So then he's like, oh, we should go eat lunch. So then we go eat lunch, right, after practice.
Wait, you and Wonky.
Me and Wonky. And then he's like, oh, I'm telling him a story about this cop friend of mine. And then he's like, what's the cop's name? His face got serious. He goes, what's the cop's name? And then I say his name, and he's like, that guy's a piece of shit.
But hold up a second. Let go.
So I just start laughing.
So let's pick this up.
And he tells me this whole long story,
But
which
hold
he's
up a
about
second.
to tell now.
No, but before that, why don't you tell the story
I
that
wasn't
you were
there.
Why don't you tell the story you were telling me about the cop?
Which cop? The same person?
Yeah, the same person.
What's the story? Which one? There's so many.
Well, the one of him rolling up on prostitutes, harassing them.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
I don't remember that.
harassing prostitutes
I don't remember that.
off of 8th Street,
I don't remember that.
asking them for fellatio and then arresting them after.
No, I never told you that because it's
No,
not
that
true.
was me.
That's
But I was
not-
just
No,
faking it.
this is not even a joke. This is we're
No.
gonna talk serious or no?
I
So tell the
never-
story.
I
I wanna
never
hear the
told you
story.
that because I don't remember that. That's not
You're
something that
such a
happened.
fucking pussy
Okay.
guy. Tell me
Guy
any
that
story about
nothing-
him. Tell me any
He
story.
arrested there was a guy serial killing hookers on 8th Street, and I rode him once, and then when we were going,
He never arrested that guy. I know the guys who arrested him.
He said he arrested.
I know the guy who arrested him.
I can only tell you what he told me.
Okay.
I didn't research it. I never looked it up. When I post anything to Facebook, rarely do I click on the button to go past the headline. So
I just
with-
read the comment section.
With his outfits
Not
either.
even, not
With his outfits either. He just puts
not
on
even.
whatever.
So, yeah, that's what he said that he arrested.
So that's the whole story?
Yeah. What story are you
You're-
talking about?
You are a fucking gem, bro.
You are awesome, guy.
You are a gem.
First of all, that's a story I would have remembered, and that's not something that happened.
You told me several stories about his illegal activity, and that's
Okay.
that was the segue into my story.
No.
Yes.
You're thinking of somebody else and about somebody else. That's
No,
not-
it isn't.
So
That guy
wait a
wouldn't do
second.
that.
So
guy.
then this
So wait a
is not
second.
even valid.
So you're saying when you guys were having lunch, Andy was telling you a story about this cop. Oh my God, this cop did this,
the
and this. All
abusive
these...
stuff he was doing.
Okay, and then you said, "Who's this guy?" And you said, "That guy's a piece of shit."
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about.
No, because if we're gonna start off with a lie, everything else
That's
is a
not a
lie.
lie, guy. That's not. I don't.
So clear up these lies.
That's the
I can't
misunderstanding.
clear up his lies. He just doesn't want to say anything.
That's not
Hey,
him,
he's not
guy.
out for justice. He's not gonna kill you. He's not gonna do anything.
No, guy. That guy doesn't need to be banging dirty hookers on the street. That's not something he's ever done.
So what was the story you were telling me?
That's something I do.
They worked a case on the serial killer and they caught the serial killer.
It was Laz.
You see, that's it.
even
Now
know.
the story's not even gonna make any sense.
Andy looks scared right now.
He's horrified.
This is
He's
scared.
horrified.
It's like pulling something out of nowhere that doesn't exist, and I'm like, I'm gonna admit to something that's not true.
So let's say we're talking
And
about
I
a different
never
cop,
said-
Wonky. Tell us the
But
stories
if
that you know. Allegedly.
But this messes up with you guys' Genius Club. At least Genius is supposed to be honest. No, isn't Genius part of science and science part of the truth?
What?
You heard me.
Oh,
Wow, that was deep, dude. That was deep. That was
Because you guys are not creative geniuses.
That was-
so you guys
that
have to
was
be
deep,
scientific
dude.
geniuses.
That
Am
was-
I too ahead for you
You're
guys?
ahead of
here?
your time, my
Cookie
friend.
puss. I want to get cookie puss.
He goes, if you don't see this, and then you get some of that, and then this.
There's two types of geniuses. No, a creative one and one that's a scientific genius. Am I correct or no?
I'm sure there's a lots of different types of
Go ahead,
geniuses.
elaborate.
You can be a physical genius. You
There's
can
no
know how
such
to-
a physical
Yeah,
genius.
Of course. Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah.
A physical
Somebody
genius.
who knows how to manipulate their body and use their body.
That's a physical genius.
Yeah, they know how to fucking do their shit. A gymnast, an Olympic.
I wouldn't. It's not genius. That's
It is in their field.
dexterity. No,
No, but
that's
it is in
not.
their
No,
field.
you're incorrect. A physical genius.
Yeah, they can be creative in what they're doing.
So they're creative.
Yeah. Yeah, you can be a fucking
it's not
skateboarder.
physical.
You can be fucking awesome.
No. You're just reaching for anything you can.
So tell me this story.
So it's about, I don't know, I had to be like 22 years old or something, 20 years old, something like that. Sitting in a Dodge, in a brand new Dodge, passenger side. I just got in donuts and I was gonna go to my girlfriend's house to go bang. So I'm sitting passenger side and my friend's gonna drop me off at her house. So we're sitting on 87th and Coral Way. You know that gas station that's there?
Mm-hmm.
My friend's on the phone because back then there was no cell phones really. There was really no cell phones. So I'm sitting. I hear from the side of my thing because the door's closed. Get the fuck out of the car.
And you guys were at a light?
No, we're parked at the gas station.
Parked at the gas station.
In a brand new truck. The truck's, you know what I'm saying? Brand new. We don't. I don't dress like. I don't look like a hoodlum. If you know what I look like.
Yeah.
So I hear, get the fuck out of the truck. I look to the side. There's Andy's police officer friend pointing a gun in my face. So I look to the side. I have a box of Dunkin' Donuts in my lap. I don't know if that's what set him off or what. So I look to the side. He's like, get the fuck out of the car. I get out of the car with the donuts in my hand, obviously, because I had them on my lap. Give me your fucking ID right now. I reached in my back pocket, give him my ID. My friend was on the phone. He tells my friend, hey, you get over here. Put your hands against the car. Put him against the car, got his ID too. At that moment, he handcuffed my friend. And then I asked the cop, calmly, is there a reason why he's being arrested? He said, shut the fuck. He told me to shut the fuck up. Because he had a badge, of course. And a gun pointed in my face. He called backup, probably like 15 or 20 cops got there. I'm like, hey, what's going on here? What? No, in case a fight breaks out. That's what he told me. I go, a fight breaks out between who? No, okay, in case you guys get... The thing is, he was with a rookie girl that he was just showing her the ropes or training her or whatever.
That I remember.
Okay, that he remembers. So...
I wasn't there, guy. I'm not the guy who put in. Angry and
I know this is painful, Juanqui, but
I
keep telling us the
a
story.
cop
I haven't.
punched
I feel
me
like
once in
crying.
the stomach, and I don't have this level of anger. I fucking just think it's funny.
I think it's funny too.
was
I think
funny.
it's funny when he shot his wife in the neck.
Wow.
Didn't he?
Not the.
Where did he shoot her?
It was an accident.
Where did he shoot her?
Wow.
Guy,
You don't want to talk about that either? You don't want to talk about facts either?
that's- okay.
You see, that's why. Turn off his mic, please.
I want to start Googling right now, but go ahead. Keep telling your
Cop
story.
shoots wife in the
Guy,
neck.
Wow, guys.
So he throws me and this guy in the back of the car. He's back in the back of the car 45 minutes trying to see what he could charge us with because we're not doing anything illegal. He searched the car illegally, didn't find anything because I didn't smoke, I didn't do anything, and there was nothing in the car. Charged me with obstruction of justice.
What?
Obstruction of justice and resisting without violence. When he took like 3 hours to finally take me, he had me in the back of he had another cop actually booked me, and that I asked the cop, what are you arresting me for? He's like, man, because this guy, I really don't want to arrest you, but this guy's, pretty much I have to because of this guy. My friend that he arrested with me, he kept him all night in the police car. He came into they transported me to TGK. When I got to TGK, I was in the cell for like 5 or 6 hours before the guy that was with me got finally let in. A couple hours into my incarceration there, they call you to the front to, you could do the release. So whatever you call the attendant there calls me to the front and he's like, you have a voter's registration? I said, yeah, I do. He said, I can let you out right now if I want to, but Ed said you're a fucking liar, so I'm not going to let you out. You have to wait till you go to court to be let out. So I had to look at Andy's laughing.
I have more
if his
stuff to
teeth
Google
weren't so
now.
yellow, I wouldn't be angry. So instead of getting out there, I had to stay I don't know how many hours there. I had to post the bond. Fast forward to trial.
Wow, this went to trial.
Of course, you have to go to court. I have charges.
And what happened?
As soon as they called us up there, the judge said, what happened? And I basically told them what happened, that I was sitting inside of a car and he asked the cop, Andy's best friend, what happened. The cops stopped him halfway between it, told him, "Do not ever bring me anything like this ever again."
To the cop.
To the cop.
And to the prosecutor, I imagine. Because the cop arrests you, but the prosecutor also says, no, there's enough evidence to take this to court.
There is. When you get arrested, Mo, you have to go to court. It's not like you arrest and you high-five your way out of there. You can't be later, my bad.
Well, the prosecutor can go, no, this is bullshit. I'm not going to this is caca.
But
Get out of here.
I know, but when there's the police officer that shows up and presses to do that, then it continues. So the judge told them to not bring anything like this ever again in front of him. And so we were pretty much... I basically spent... So they dropped. I spent the whole night in prison, a whole night in jail with a bunch of fucking scumbags.
Want me to turn this off?
No, I'm gonna walk away from the thing.
Oh, okay.
So I spent the whole night in jail. I had to put $1,000 up for bond, which is 10% of a $10,000 bond. I think they gave me or some shit like that because I know it was $1,000. And I spent the whole night in jail and I couldn't get released because your fuckface friend told the guy that I'm a liar, and the guy being a kiss ass.
Wait, real quick. Right now, I'm just texting a chick, and she doesn't know I have a vasectomy. She's always been asking me for a kid.
Oh God.
So I'm gonna come inside her 50 times and tell her, "Oh, you're fucking gonna get pregnant now."
Wait, let me pause this 1 second.
All right, guys.
And we're recording.
All right, I got some stories for you guys.
This has been the second failed podcast. Andy says that the other podcasts suck.
It's all right.
This topic, I think, is a good topic.
Things out of proportion. Out of whatever.
You know what's really crazy?
It's called accentuating.
We're in our late 30s.
I'm 45.
Going on 40s.
I'm 45.
Andy's 52 and
going on 76.
Going on 76. Actually, the fucker looks really young. But
Hurt speech.
I being that this week was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
And thank you, Roy.
How old are you?
You fag. I'm 37.
So
and
sweet. I don't even remember 37.
37 doesn't remember you either.
37 wishes that you never caught each other. Leave me alone. But
was a prime jerking off.
That same week, I found out that one of my buddies died. Some guy I grew up with. Rest in peace. His name is Jose Gutierrez. And one of my friends that was friends with him, we were all like best buds in high school, calls me and tells me, "Man, Alex died." And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I remember seeing Alex, but when I saw him, I just want to know your guys' take. Like, I consider myself pretty functional individual. Life is good, And then I remember seeing this dude in the streets. Like, what's your guys' reaction when you see, like, a friend that you knew and you were close to and shit, and then you, like, see the dude in the streets and he's like a fucking homeless guy?
I would go up to him and talk to him and see what's up.
No, yeah, of course that goes. But when you go talk to him, the guy's like asking me. I remember that when I saw him, he's like, "Hey, hey, what's going on? Remember all the good times?" And he's like, "Hey, look, fucking, you got like $10." I gave him the fucking $10. But like, we found out this week that he fucking died of AIDS.
From? Oh, AIDS.
Wow. He died of AIDS, but his wife was a fat prostitute.
I'm gonna get AIDS.
Yeah, and he was.
Don't worry, I'm gonna get cancer according to Mo. And I've been wished a bunch of stuff, but I've never been wished cancer.
I didn't say that you had cancer. I said you might have cancer.
That was weird.
Did you study oncology when you did your Rosetta Stone degree?
I thought it was wishing cancer on him.
That is wishing cancer.
I said be nice to him. He might have cancer. But what I should have said is be nice to him. He has thin skin.
Yeah. Thin skin cancer?
If I ever have cancer, I promise I'm going to kill you.
That's a pretty good one.
But I won't do it in front of your family.
But
I will shoot you in the face for wishing it on me.
Oh.
Because I think the vibrations of the earth.
Popcorn.
Isn't that fair? No, Laz, make the call.
You know what? I mean, eye for an eye.
Thank you.
A lot of people get cancer, so you can't really blame them. 40 years from now, you get cancer.
And you can't blame me for losing it and killing him.
Dumb people believe in magic.
Wow. Line
Where's the magic?
Your own efficiency.
That's not magic.
your friends
The
dead.
power of suggestion is not
Lazarus'
magic.
friends died and his feelings are hurt.
So yeah, fucking guy died. No, I'm not really hurt, but I'm saying like, where does it go all wrong that way? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I remember reading something like everybody's like 3 little events from being homeless.
I was just gonna say, not homeless. Remember, at
Shit
the end
falling
of
apart.
at the end of the day, mental illness can be genetic, or mental illness could be brought up by
or
something.
how addiction is it a disease or is it a life choice?
Addiction?
I think it's a life choice. I don't think that it's a fucking.
I think it starts off as a life choice,
it
but then
starts
you
off
lose
yes, control.
control.
But
It's
you
a
know,
poor life choice.
it's a horrible life, and that's how this dude ends up. He ends up fucking dying by a metro rail station, dead off of fucking AIDS, and
It's crazy. I got a little story about that real quick. A little comment because you're making that room kind of heavy here.
well, if
One
it
day,
involves AIDS
a
and
friend
some
of
guy
mine-
dying, I mean, we should just
A friend of mine
laugh.
from high school. A friend of mine from high school died. You know, I'm probably like your age, like 38 or something like that. And then I tell a friend of ours that went to high school.
This
with
was
me,
20 years ago?
He's a short, fat dude.
Was this you?
We know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about?
No.
Short, fat dude. Friend of
Wow.
ours. Yes.
Wow.
So I tell him because he went to high school with
He
us,
won't talk
and
about
might know
cops,
the
but
guy.
he will rat out her friends.
Who died and whose
Friends
parents
out.
are listening to this podcast y cagándose
So
en
like,
su madre.
nobody's listening to this podcast. 4 guys are going to listen to this podcast.
Hmm.
So I tell this friend of ours because I think you know he might know him just so he knows that the guy died, right? Oh, hey, this guy died. The text I get back is boo frickety who. What do you need, a shoulder to cry on?
That's good. I think you should be able to laugh about anything.
I love it.
How about
I love
angry
it. That
black
was great.
ladies?
And by the way, there's things that are weirder than magic, Mr. Genius. There is.
Wow, he kept that, dude. That
Thin skin.
There's things that are weirder than magic.
That skin,
Go ahead.
it's got a hole in it.
Go ahead.
So thin, it's got a hole in it.
When I look at you, I don't even know what era we're in. With the way you, let me describe. He has his pants rolled up. They're bell bottoms. They're bell bottoms. He's wearing a shirt that could be from the 17th century or from the future. He has
The
pork
Henley,
chops.
he's got a Henley.
What's a Henley?
That shirt.
Is it?
Yeah.
Don Henley?
Whenever you look in a catalog, the shirts that they never sell, that they've been in the
This is the
catalogs
picture.
for
Look, take the
35
picture
years,
again.
since 1962. They're still selling the same shirt.
It's called the classic.
It's a classic Henley. No one seems to buy it ever.
I bought 3.
I knew it doesn't look that gay.
10 years apart.
Same exact cut.
Mo,
Yes?
does your wife still have that texting problem?
No, it's not a texting problem. I mean, it's
It's not a problem if you
Because
just. It's not a problem if you just ignores it.
yeah. And have you done a little bit of investigating into it?
no, I already did. Yeah, it's a chick.
It's a chick.
Yeah, I've never met her.
And neither has she.
A common tactic, if Sal will back me up, is putting a guy
It's
into your
even
phone
worse.
as a chick's
It's
name.
even
Or
worse.
vice
It's even
versa.
worse. It's even worse
Sal?
because her name is also a guy's name.
Oh,
it's like
what a
if it was-
coincidence. You
It's
heard
okay
that?
because it has an E at the end.
You heard that?
El negrón se llama Sammy.
The
Sam.
girl's name is a guy's name.
That's her name.
Pretty
Samuel.
no, it's
Samuel
not Sam. but
Jackson.
Imagine
El
like
negrón.
What does she look
good.
like?
Tyrone.
Sam.
Her name
or
is
Pat.
Tyrone.
I don't know. Well, I do
Why
know.
are you
She likes dark
texting
hair.
Tyrone? It's
no,
my
what color hair?
girlfriend.
Dark.
Why are you
Why?
So, did you check the number? Did you do a bit of investigating? Because
why are
that
you-
day you probably got home and you double thought it.
Why
No,
are
no,
you
no.
texting
Not beyond that.
Daquan?
So what happened? Oh,
Daquan's a girl's name. Shut up. It's a girl's name.
So what
Don't be
happened?
racist.
You didn't even ask.
Who's Rashad? You mean Rashada?
Did you even ask? Like, hey, honey, you know what?
You'll be the
I got
next
home.
Sergio.
I got home, and I was doing the podcast with the guys, and they were telling me all these things. Is this, what's going on?
You know what we have to do? Write this down in your notes. We have to have Sergio tell his story. That is the best story.
Wait.
The one where he walks in and the
That's the
fucking.
best story.
It's the worst name ever.
Who's that?
Sir Comes a Lot.
The girl's name. It's the guy's name.
Sir Comes a Lot.
Is it
That's
really?
not a girl's name. Is Sir Comes a Lot a girl's name in the Philippines?
His name is Raul.
Is that really the name?
Yeah, that's the name.
No,
Sir
that's the
Comes
fake.
a Lot.
No, guy, that's the fake.
Where are the pictures?
The fake profile.
It's a fake profile.
It's a fake
bro.
profile. Hey,
Hey,
Awesome.
Mo is super
my ex-wife had that
nervous.
same friend.
hey, or it's those people that like you go to their Facebook and there's no humans. It's just like pictures of flowers and scenery.
Hey, what about this for
me
business?
see
What
that.
about this
Let me
for
see that.
business? Rent a story. Check this out. So if you ever need somebody to cover for something, you call and an actor will show up. It could be the grandparent. It could be an ex-girlfriend, hot as fuck.
Buy an alibi.
What do you think?
See it.
Buy an alibi. I like that.
Bye-la-bye.
Buy an alibi.
Bye-la-bye.
It's pretty
What do you
good.
think?
That's awesome, guy. We just
eh?
became millionaires.
Actually,
Bye-la-bye.
I've got another idea that I'll tell you guys off mic.
Sir Comes a Lot.
Guy, if it was a girl and she was easy to find, you would have already found it, guy.
What the fuck?
Let me see this.
Vinny? It's a dude jumping.
I gotta see this, bro.
Hold on, bro. It's a dude jumping. Where's all the pics? Where's all the pics?
No, there aren't that many.
If I like everything here, is that wrong?
Is that you know what? Is that the wife really loves the kids and
You
doesn't
know
want
what
to break
I
up the
love
family?
is that the only one liking everything is his wife.
She's liking more than just a post.
You.
You know, where there's smoke, there's fire.
You know where there's smoke, there's a raging hard on.
With jizzing cum
Well,
down your wife's throat.
Here you go. Let me see it. I fucking took it off. There was only pictures of guys.
So
But that's the name. There's not any
Vinny.
pictures.
Oh, you see.
I'm gonna say
Can and Adam be in two places at the same time? Didn't they prove that already? Yeah.
dump.
Honky's from the future.
No, didn't they prove that already?
He's
No.
the guy in the
Quantum
Mike
mechanics,
Tyson
quantum
fight
physics?
in 1990 holding the iPhone.
I'm
I
a
think-
dumb.
Not an atom, but an electron.
I'm not an
So isn't that a little bit weirder than magic? Or you're just gonna hold up?
Honky's back.
There was a show when we were small that was called Cagney and Lacey. You look like Lacey. Remember that show? No,
Yeah, that was good. Look, I'm not a smart man.
Thank you for that intro.
But-
We all know that.
I'm pretty sure that there's 0 chicks on the planet named Vinny. I'm willing to bet.
Once it
I've
started
never
like
met
that.
one.
Italian stud, Vinny the chick.
I've never met one.
Vinny, it's a girl's name. That's stretching it.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I want to see a picture of Vinny.
there's a dude jumping
That's what I saw
in
too.
front. Yeah. Yeah, I think Mo's just having like a. Maybe I fell for it.
He's
Vinny,
like when
Vinny is a
the
girl's name.
no. You know what I think this is? You know when like they call you to school because your kid's been misbehaving, and you're like, nah, that can't be my fucking.
not
No
my
way,
kid.
not my kid.
My wife's not fucking.
My
a
wife's
guy
not
named
fucking
Vinny.
no
You're having this guy do background searches and shit now.
This guy, we got him nervous now. You got him on a
The
run.
ceiling you planted.
No, because
Listen to me.
you know what the ceiling you planted? One of happiness.
no,
it's
for the rest of us,
long-term happiness.
No. It's gonna be brutal
And
the
if
first
you
week.
No,
That's
yeah,
your
yeah.
next. That's your
Wait,
next
I
Columbia
just checked
trip
the
guy.
source. I just
We're
checked the
the
source.
biggest-
Yahoo Answers, which always has good answers, says, is Vinny a boy's name or a girl's name? It can be both nowadays. I know teenagers that have the name Johnny and Charlie, and they are girls.
Yeah, it's true.
Perfect.
No,
Yeah.
I do see
Although
that.
it says
case closed.
nowadays, not
Case
30
closed.
years ago.
I
There's
wouldn't.
never been a female
but
Vinny.
in
Ever.
your,
I've
I'll be
never
honest
heard
with
it
you.
once.
For your benefit, I would not close your investigation based on that.
Yeah, Vinny is
You know,
troublesome.
that query.
That's troublesome.
I
That's
would say
trouble-
close the investigation because if your wife is balls deep, which there's a good chance because we looked up the numbers and it was 50%.
Yes, it was 50%.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Listen,
She either is or she's not. Throw a
All
coin
right,
up.
hold
Let
on
a
a second. Let's
sleeping
go
dog
full
hump.
investigation. I like this podcast, my favorite.
No, this was
What
this was
does she do?
popular.
Does she work?
Who, my wife?
Yeah.
No.
She's slamming Vinny. If she had a job,
and this is another party. We came to the same conclusion.
Vinny.
He goes, we came to the same conclusion. We brought this arbitrary party, unbiased.
Here's another one.
And he just came and like
another
from
one
the
that
back.
He's not biased, but he's a racist.
Wait, you know that
And a
I'm
cop-loving
I'm not
cocksucker.
racist, and I like some cops. I don't love all cops. Anyway, listen.
He only loves the cops with the badges.
The
and
ones with
guns,
the big
and
rifles.
the big guns and the big packages. Anyway, listen. The smoke, where there's smoke, there's fire. I like that one. And I also like, if you think your chick is cheating on you, guess what?
Newsflash.
Guess what?
She is.
Why do you think that? Why did it even enter your mind?
Because Laz and Juanqui destroyed him last week, and he was okay, but he went home. He was okay up until
If
like 2
you
weeks
guys
ago.
The donuts are not the only things
If
cream
you
filled in
guys
your
said
house.
to me- If you guys said to me, hey, look, there's smoke, there's fire, I would just laugh. If you even think about it, whatever. The guy's name is Vinny. I mean, the girl's name is Vinny, guy.
No, and the Facebook doesn't even have like
It's a
regular
chick.
pictures of a chick.
No, it's a guy. Now we gotta find it. Jumping.
Guy.
I
It's
gotta do
a
more
guy.
investigating.
You
I'm gonna
do.
turn my mic down
I'm
for a
telling
second.
Jumping. It's a guy jumping.
It's a guy
It's
jumping.
a guy named Vinny. There are no girls named Vinny.
There's like 10 people in the picture.
No, it's a bunch of kids.
It's a bunch of kids.
And an adult male.
Let's see here.
Vinny. This is Vinny, obviously, who's going in your wife. He probably comes over to your marital bed,
He's like a sirloin. The best way to eat it is bone in.
wipes off his dick.
I'm just saying.
No. You know what? The thing is, it's just weird how you brought it up. Oh no, she's never started texting, and then she started texting.
Well, no. I said that she didn't have many friends, and then she
She
suddenly
got
has
one
this friend
intimate
from
friend.
the gym.
She, yeah, and Negron, Samuel Jackson,
Vinny.
motherfucker,
Wasn't.
Vinny, my cousin.
This is the way I talk, motherfucker. It's not from the gym. His name is Jim, motherfucker.
I'm at the gym. I'm on the gym. I'm at the gym.
I just finished squatting in his face.
We're studying anatomy.
I really think you should look a little deeper
I am.
because I'm telling you,
investigating
guy,
right now.
I'm telling you that there's.
No, Laz, I love your sandals, by the way. Don't listen
They're
to
high
me.
end.
Don't listen to
There
me.
you
Don't do that to him. Let him keep living his life.
Alright, hold on.
I like how you threw it
This is
one
a
way
simple one.
and then came down with a sledgehammer.
It's
of
I don't
called
wanna
picking
be-
up
It's
speed.
good. It
I don't
was a
wanna
freight
be-
train, my friend. It
I
was
don't want to
very-
be the son of a bitch who drops the final.
No. We thought about maybe
When
even
was the
calling
last
the
time you
number
banged your wife?
live.
When was
Calling
last
the
time you
number
banged your
live.
wife?
On the air.
2 days ago?
And before
And
that,
if you leave me now.
3 days before
You
that?
hey,
take
you're
it.
alright.
I see someone coming to our
If she's
Columbia
not
trips
banging you-
very soon.
If she's
Nah.
not
That's-
banging you.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
Because
If she shuts
yeah.
down-
No,
totally.
because you want to know what?
just
If a
like-
woman's a soldier, she will keep banging
Yes,
you.
and just like me.
Sometime.
Because for me,
But
if
that
I
was the
bang
case
out,
closed.
look,
That was the case
guy,
closed.
if
Caso
I
cerrado.
bang,
Yes or no?
if I bang outside my marital relationship, I'm gonna go
In theory.
in theory, and then I'm gonna bang,
Allegedly.
The look of joy.
you know, and I'm gonna bang some more. You gotta keep banging, dude. So maybe she's like, yo tragué leche como una chiva y ahora voy a llegar a la casa y tragarle la
Or
la
the
morronga
other
a mi-".
justification, he's doing it too.
Well, I doubt it.
No, we know he's not, but
We know because he's
it could be the
such a cool
justification.
guy.
It could be the justification.
But you know what? You know.
Let's drop a nuke on them because then we're gonna drop a nuke on
Yeah,
us.
fuck it. He goes,
You
hey,
know
look,
what?
you do it. I did it.
You thought of it. You thought of it.
You said you want to do a threesome,
Well, you
Has she-
bought it up.
so I did a threesome, but with you not there.
Has she called you Vinny at any point? During sex?
No.
Okay. So,
I might be-
all right,
I
look,
might
Has she
safe.
said Vinny when she's sleeping?
if she's at the Tremenda Puerca, which I don't think she is, she could do the wonky, which is bang both of you. I think you're safe because if she was
Whoa.
really cheating, she wouldn't even be wasting her time with you. Like, no offense.
I don't know. I've seen him in
Yeah,
tights
but-
in the grass. He
but
has
listen-
like a huge package, dude.
That's
Listen,
a carrot. That's a carrot.
That's a
Although
carrot.
he might
That's a
not-
carrot. He's a vegetarian.
although he's a vegetarian, he might not be the best lover. He's a good provider.
I almost was attacked, eaten
all right.
alive by a vegan in that Grove thing. that Grove Farmers Market.
Since you didn't tell the police stories, at least tell this story.
You
Is
know,
it okay?
I'm always loud.
Is it an organic story?
He's the most sensitive person on the planet.
I told you he's got thin skin.
It's got holes in it.
We've lost.
I lash out because I'm hurt.
It's
I lash out because I'm hurt.
We've lost.
You're going bald too, Papa.
We've completely lost.
You know, it's not that I got thin skin. Is it when subhumans?
We've completely, hey guys, we've completely lost Smo from the podcast, and he's knee dipping investigations right now.
What did you guys say something?
Listen, it's not that I have thin skin. It's when you guys rag on me, I'm like, am I on crazy pills? Look at you guys. Look in the fucking mirror. Am I crazy? I feel like running around the streets and getting around with everything.
It's just me.
Yeah.
It's just me.
I feel like I can do GTA, Grand Theft Auto. I can get in my car, roll it, it'll flip real like this, and I can end up on my feet running.
This is a video game. There's no the Matrix.
No, if anything, I just have to wait the 30 seconds for the respawn.
No,
That level of nervousness we got Mo to sit there and investigate for the last 20
he
minutes.
wants to leave already. He's
You
already.
guys shouldn't have done this.
think it's
Remember,
worse than
listen,
we
remember.
thought.
You guys shouldn't have done this for the one simple reason that you broke your own rule. He doesn't have the life lessons in order to be able to handle this at this age. Remember, we've been shitted on. We've shitted on many.
No, I've shitted on many. I've been super shitted on before.
Me too.
So
Hasn't, guy. Everybody's been on both
No,
sides
but not
of it.
everybody.
no, God knows.
Everybody.
Some people listen.
May the record show I've never been shit on.
Yes, you have. You just don't know you were shit on.
Welcome to Shitsville.
Papi, you smell like caca.
No, Bobby smells like caca.
Everybody has been shitted on, whether they know it or not.
Of course.
I've been many times, and
Everybody,
at the end of the day,
everybody.
I love it.
But that's
I'm
why
not
I
even gonna
asked
lie,
him,
I'm a sucker for
Did you
punishment.
bang your wife? You know why? Because if you're still banging her, who gives a fuck? She's fucking some other guy. The problem is when she cuts you off. Then it's a problem.
Hey, eso no
It's a
jabón,
problem.
eso no se
Yeah, you know, you're drinking a leche,
hey,
you're raising some other man's kid, but hey, you're
No,
still getting pussy.
Eso es un cambio de
Small
aceite.
victories, small
Un
victories.
cambio, oil change.
What do you mean?
No, she's just getting her oil change. Dude.
Listen, whether she's
It's
banging
okay.
somebody or not, your garden looks great.
I have cabbage there.
I'm just kidding. Listen, I have a heart. It might not be a good heart, but at least, guys, I have a heart.
This podcast is my favorite.
No, because the thing is we have the
He hasn't
opportunity. We have the opportunity to like really. This could be a breakthrough in your life.
He's
dude.
drinking water. I don't know if it's nervously or what.
He's actually foaming at the mouth. No,
Those days that I got really high, I would drink a lot of water. And my wife was like, maybe you're doing that to like, you know, help yourself feel better. And I was like, I don't know. Let me stop drinking.
No, but that's regular. You get cotton mouth.
I was drinking water all the time.
That's good.
Okay.
You were hydrated.
It
What's
also
wrong with
helps
drinking
you
water?
with feelings of rage.
man, you made a big mistake letting us know that because
And what is sex really?
Yeah.
Does that mean you're jerking off in a closet while some guy bangs your wife? Is that sex
no,
with your wife?
I don't think that is.
What?
I think that this. I think that this is kind of serious. I don't think that this is like it is a laughing matter.
This
I
started
don't
off as a
think-
horrible
everything is
podcast.
This started off as and it just
It's
became
been serious.
Andy was in your seat there.
no and this can go very positive for
Mo
you.
was all chipper squirrel. Now he's fucking.
Hey, before you know it, hey,
now he looks like Cloris Leachman.
Mo's gonna come live with Juanqui here. He's gonna have his kids half time because he doesn't. Yeah, you know he doesn't
Breaking his
care.
heart.
We get the
I
same
can't handle
schedule.
Well, yeah, no, and not only that, they'll start going to Team Alpha. The same way.
They'll finally get good at this.
You know?
Let me tell you, this is gonna be a
much?
big plus.
Yeah, think of all the positives.
and Mo does your divorce. And you go to Colombia the next
listen,
day.
before-
con un clavo,
and hold up a second, before that-
con un clavo saca el otro.
Before that,
And you can get AIDS by the time you're 42.
wow. Now you're wishing
Wow,
him AIDS.
wow. From AIDS.
39.
There you go.
Yeah,
You
you
got
have
3
plenty of
years to
time. You have
accomplish our
plenty
goal.
of time. And in between that, when did you get married? How many years ago?
10.
So the 10 years of Muff that you missed, plus the other years before that, I don't know if you were stud or not, but I'm gonna go out on a branch like a fucking, but I'm gonna go out like a chameleon, like real fucking slow, like look, and I'm even gonna do the wiggle back and forth like the leaves, and I'm gonna go out all that Muff, and I'm going to be able to concentrate the Muff in such a laser precision that you're gonna have such a great time. Go ahead.
I don't know what to say.
I talked to a girl and she like talked back and I was
It was surreal.
All right, I have a point here.
All right.
When you
By
got
the way, you
married,
don't have to raise your hand. You just gotta wait till somebody stops talking.
why'd you
fuckface.
get married?
Why'd I get married?
Yeah.
Come on,
Tell
guy.
me the details.
All right, look, bro.
Your chick was pregnant. She had 2 kids with you already.
Not at all. Look,
Tell me the details.
No, the
Quickly,
detail.
though.
All right,
I'm
quickly.
trying to make a point.
No,
I wanna
quickly.
hear
There's
it.
nothing wrong with
I
getting
came
married.
back.
There's
Hey,
nothing wrong with
I
getting
married
married.
my wife. My wife. I met her, and I saw. Fuck, man. She's 18 years old. She's from another country. I'm gonna eat her fucking brain. And I'm going to have a happy life because she's going to let me do whatever the fuck I want. And I married her 1 month later. And to this day, today, she's like, oh, man, I need help with this, and this. I'm like, I'm going to do the fucking podcast. And then she goes, oh, say hi to Juanqui and everybody else in there. And that was it.
Okay, so
Did you
all
at
right.
least throw her a snack in her dungeon?
So
No,
this,
guy, I threw her in a
so
fucking...
this is the only time that
By
I
the
feel.
way, it's visionary shit. I'm Team Laz.
There's only Team Laz.
Hashtag winning, guys.
Teams
Believe
out.
me.
Big
Teams
time.
out.
Victory, no checkmate,
Hey,
motherfucker.
13 years, and every day I can call her perra, slap her, and do whatever the fuck I want. And she lets me do whatever the fuck I
13
want.
years and not one domestic violence.
No. No, because she enjoys it.
Of course.
I got her used to it from the beginning.
So there's only a couple reasons to get married, and Sal just added a new one.
So now there's 2.
So if my theory, which I think probably was your theory, and I stole it like everything else I have
Fine.
that's worth a shit.
It's fine.
If you get married,
Don't steal his
and it's
haircut.
not a shotgun wedding, I'm on my way to steal his haircut. If you get married, it's not a shotgun wedding, like me and Wonky, like, man.
You guys
Bitch
were
is
both.
pregnant.
You guys were both
Fuck,
shotgun.
She got me,
You guys were both shotgun weddings.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought you guys fell
Pretty
magically
much.
in
That's
love,
man
and there was
shit.
like romantic
That's man shit.
shit.
When you get married in love,
That's awesome because you're a
Theory
fag.
number one.
If you love your wife, you're a homosexual.
you're gay, because that's gay.
You,
It's
you
gay.
could get married. I just see a
It's
problem
a
with
rich chick, or you need a green card.
It's-
There's got to be another
it.
reason.
No, you could get married, but getting married young is pointless.
Look,
That's
I got.
true.
I know. I
You're
got
just
married
fucking
young.
grabbing your life by the neck and by the
But
pants and
I
throwing it
had,
right
but you know what?
Unless
I had,
you're
I
Sal.
had, no, I had a lot of life experiences by that time. By that time, I already had my house. I already had all my shit. I was fucking 20-something years old.
Yeah, I was 29,
And-
28.
I was younger, man. I was like 24. And my wife is like I said, like I knew what I wanted, and I knew I had this ever since growing up, I had this fucking idea that like, man, I'm gonna meet this chick and I'm gonna marry her, but she has to be exactly what I wanted. And when I met her,
That's the way it should be.
and when I met her, I was like, holy shit, like I could do whatever the fuck I want. This is great. And it's never changed. And that's
Fast forward to Colombia.
Fast forward. Look, fast forward
Wow,
around
that's
the
a
world.
hurt rebuttal.
Guy, fast forward
rebuttal.
her
That's a
knowing that I have
rebuttal.
other women and she still sticks with me because she's smart, because she knows I'm not going to fucking leave the house. She knows, look, man, I just got through
DJ
doing,
Khaled, you
I just
loyal.
got through, yeah, well, bro, fuck that. I just got through going through all this insurance crap. You know, if I fucking die, if I get a heart attack, if I get cancer, I don't care how much bullshit.
not-
According,
That's
hold
not
on a
it.
second. Let
That's
the oncologist over here tell you we're gonna get
Hey,
That's
cancer.
not if, by the way. That's when.
Yeah, it's all type of Aflac shit and all that other crap. And I got almost every single policy. Why? Because I want to make sure that if she's gone through that much to fucking like be with me and deal with all my shit, if I fucking croak tomorrow from a heart attack,
Right.
at least I know that she's okay and my kids are okay and I fucking die and that's
She'll
the
be
end of
alright.
it.
Tyrone, I'm right in.
That's fine. Hey, man, and
He'll
hey,
fill the void.
you know what, dude? I
It's not a void, it's voids.
I hope that they both die. I hope Tyrone and her die if he comes in her life.
They will eventually.
But now, what would really destroy me is if Vinny came.
Nice.
Vinny's a slickster.
Vinny
You know,
sucks, guy.
his
My
profile
cousin
pic,
Vinny.
He's diving into your girl's pussy.
my husband spoke to his friends and they said that I might be cheating. I need you to put a Facebook page up right now.
I need
Oh,
you
but
to
I'm
get.
gonna put myself
I need
diving
you to
into your
get.
pussy.
I need you to get your sister, the dyke, to come and say that that's my.
That's why and tell her no.
Go on Yahoo Questions and say, yeah, Vinny's a girl's name. Everybody knows that.
and like that answer 78 times.
Go on Google and just say, yeah.
Like
Make a
everything.
Wikipedia.
Operation Like. Operation Like Thunder
There's a lot of liking going on.
and heavy petting.
the new way to find out if she likes
She
any
used to do
random
shiatsu massages, so that's where the bruises are from.
Random, yeah, exactly.
She's like, honey, I started doing these deep tissue massages, and I have a lot of bruises.
Why is it on your thigh? That's
I
weird.
ran into a tape.
She's like, the little Asian lady had very strong fingers.
Bumped into me a couple times.
No, but
A handprint on my ass.
but it's a
that
proven.
was-
It's a
someone was helping me and they slipped on me. Whoa. What the fuck?
whoa.
Whoa.
Hey, I think he's breaking. Hey, he's breaking. He's breaking. He's breaking.
Yeah,
He's breaking.
It's maniacal laughter.
it's
He's gonna be the
breaking.
next
I'm just
guy.
waiting for him to pull off his. I'm just waiting for him to pull off his weave and be like, I'm Sam.
He's
Or
gonna
whatever
be
the fuck that
He's
name
gonna
is.
be the next guy you see on the street. Like, remember when we used to do those podcasts with Mo? Hey man, I remember the good old
And
days. You got
then-
$10.
That guy's
Yo,
crazy.
you got
No,
$10.
give him some money.
What's
No, he's
gonna
okay.
happen
He's
is
safe. He's safe.
when he finds out that Vinny's a dude, he's gonna go back and you know how all the flashbacks.
Yeah, the montage. I already said
And
that.
that
Look in
no,
the
no,
tank
no.
and
But
the
the
stopping
the
and the
montage,
calling.
no, the montage is
And the
gonna
balls.
be all the times he like passed up on puss. Fuck.
Oh, big
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Chicken
Big
kitchen.
time.
You'll be
Why-
all the places.
Why didn't I? What the fuck? Maybe you don't want to leave her.
The
after
one time I
that.
was
But
doing a
I
translation, roll the R. The R, getting close to the chick's face. I could kiss her by R. Arroz.
When I was younger, I was so retarded that I would have dreams.
Nothing's changed.
I would have dreams. I would have dreams with chicks in it, and I would go, no, I have a girlfriend. No, like a fucking retard.
Even in your dreams?
In my dreams.
Oh my god! Mo,
Newsflash. Her dreams are not like that. But is it?
Backstroke.
to shake weights.
No, and her dream, she grew 6 new orifices, and they were just banging.
She
There
had
there was even
as many holes as a millipede has legs.
there was even orifices on the wall that she felt them.
She even was banging the guy with an orifice in it.
Her orifice had an orifice.
And
No, I had a girlfriend. Uncomfortable silence.
No. We're hitting a nerve here. This is not.
We're
This
going.
is,
Feelings, nothing more than feelings.
now, how would you what would be your reaction to it? Let's say we get a hold of Vinny's phone number. We call, and he's
Let's
like,
say Vinny's a dude.
and he's like, yo,
Yo.
Did you look
Yo.
up?
Yo, who did?
Let's say Vinny's a dude.
Who the fuck is
That's
this?
awesome.
So what do you say to him?
Jonathan.
Let's go a little bit
Jonathan's
deeper.
good
Let's
name.
say we
Let's
get in
role play.
contact with
Let's-
Vinny.
let's role play.
And Vinny's married
Go on his
himself.
about page.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, now
Any
shit got really
information
easy.
or no?
Say it again.
Any information on Vinny's about page?
About Vinny.
Sometimes the numbers on there.
Wait a second. I'm going to tell you this.
Oh,
There's
let's
two main
call
things.
right now
There's
and
two
see
main
who
things.
answers Vinny's phone number. I'll call from my phone.
Listen, there's two main
Hello?
things. Listen, I went out with some crazy bitch that would make fake Facebook
Oh, that
pages. Fake Facebook pages to trap me.
Oh,
Trap you? I saw that you liked this person.
So check the date that Vinny was born, and on Facebook. Huh?
The thing is look.
see
Then
if
what
we
do
can
you
see
do?
this.
Then what do you do? You just keep the lie going and like become like a total asshole and like get a bunch of chicks, or do you
No,
separate?
he doesn't.
Or do you separate? And
He's
start
like-
He has the crying
Look,
meltdown.
he's one of these guys. Look,
my
FaceTime,
kids.
ring, she's balls deep. Look, I'm with nobody in my place. Look, how does it feel, huh? Solitude is my lover. Solitude is my lover.
He says, "Why do you do this to me? What?"
You could have
That's
been here
awesome.
on the couch next
That's
to me.
awesome.
You could have seen this couch. She's $7,000
Bored to
couch.
death.
No,
It
the
could be
thing
us
is,
here,
is
bored to
Vinny.
death.
You know what? All this. Look, I called you Vinny. That's fucked up.
Hey, that's your new name, Vinny.
Vinny's your new name.
Actually, that's my middle name.
No, it isn't.
Vincencio.
She made it up. She didn't even have the decency to make up a different name. What's her name? Vinny.
She started.
Okay.
She started.
So
Vinny
she's known
from,
Vinny. Watch,
I
check
am
this
not calling
out.
him
Check this
anything
out.
else.
She's known Vinny for 2
Vinny.
years now.
Vinny.
And how many times have you met Vinny?
0.
Vinny is
and
fucking the
his
shit out of your
and
wife.
his Facebook page. I'm done calling him she. It's he. His Facebook page is a page with like, there's not really a real page there.
It's a dude.
It's a dude.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what I told you. It's pointing. It's like, what's 4 legs, whiskers, and meows?
We got him nervous. He is definitely nervous.
What was the question?
No, no. The thing is this.
Wait, what was the question?
The thing is this. Move on with your life. Be the best dad you could be. Live like a man. Don't be a faggot. Don't give a fuck about her. She's fucking a guy.
No,
100%.
you're going crazy now.
100% cookie puss. Cookie puss. Listen, his name is Vinny. No matter what, I'm never calling him anything else. It's Vinny.
The thing is it just points to it because when a woman that has no friends, when a woman that has no friends just automatically decides to have
it's always
friends,
been a cock.
It's always been a cock.
A friend.
A friend. It's always been. I feel that change. Has she been trying to look prettier lately?
She's going to the gym. We know
like
that.
Going to the gym more.
Well, no, she is going to the gym.
That's right off the.
There you
that's
go.
A
That's
huge
a
red
huge
flag.
one. Has she been shopping more for like clothing?
No.
Maybe
Tighter
more
dresses.
Intimate clothing?
No.
It's for you, honey.
The only reason that I'm not 100%, I'm 99.8%.
It's because we really don't know your wife.
And
You know what I'm saying?
And that's a conservative
You
number.
banged her twice this week. Or whatever.
No, and
How many times do you bang on the average week? I'm not agreeing with these guys. Listen, by the way, I'm not agreeing with these guys' line of question.
Oh, you're so
I would say-
honorable.
I would say at the minimum twice.
Okay.
However,
pretty good.
in that month, there's a week
where you do 4.
no.
Do none.
Where you do none.
Zero. He's going
Oh,
to
I don't
zero.
know about that shit. You got me fucked up. I try to literally, my average is between 3 and 4 a week. And it's usually in the morning when I wake
What I love
up.
about
and find-
Zal is that every podcast is different numbers.
No, of course. it could
podcast.
be different numbers
It's every
because it's an
day.
it's
Zal
an
has great stories, even the
approximation.
ones that are real.
Yeah, the approximation is always, it's an approximate. I always try. It's like I told you. It's like taking out the garbage. You gotta fucking take the garbage out. You gotta bang your wife, dude. Because if you don't, someone else will.
That's a perfect
true.
example. It's
Your
exactly.
And
We'll come over
sometimes
and
if
take
you
out your
bang your
garbage.
wife, other people do anyway.
And she loves it. And
And if
she's
your
been in her
neighbor-
dream with
and if
20
your-
orifices taking it out.
And if your neighbor Vinny comes over, he's gonna bang your wife.
Wow. Uncomfortable silence.
Uncomfortable.
How about them Dolphins?
When I was like 20 years old, I was working in a gym at Gage Beach, and it was all
No
facts.
pun
It
intended.
was all facts. And there was one Jack Jewish guy that was on roids for sure, full covered in tattoo, head to toe, and he was always like, "Hey, give me a spot," because he could see I was the only one who wasn't gonna put my balls in his face on purpose, and be happy about it. And then one day, this super hot Brazilian bitch with huge tits walks in, tights. Like, oh my god, look at this girl. He goes, "That's my wife." And I go, "Oh man, sorry." Nah, whatever. And then when she wasn't there for like a week or something, and once in a while I go help him spot him or whatever. And he goes, I go, "Hey, where's your wife? I haven't seen her in a while." He's like, "She's working." And I go, "Oh,
Working the
but why
streets?
she doesn't come to the gym?" He goes, "No, she works in New York City." I go, "Oh, that's cool. What does she do?" And he's like, "You want to hear me say it? You want to hear me say it?" And I go, what the hell are you talking about? I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm 20 years old. I don't know anything. He's like, "She's a fucking prostitute. She's a call girl." And I'm like, holy fuck, this guy does not give a fuck at all. The girl's super hot, working, like I didn't care. But at 20, you're like in shock. And now it's like, I'll fucking eat that girl's ass. I don't give two shits. But yeah, at that age, I'm like, this guy's a little tick. I'll never get to that point. Guess what? I'm at that point.
That's how it is, though. I mean, like you're younger, and you're like, how the fuck do these people
Yeah,
do
well,
this?
how would
And
you
then
let
you
that
reach that
ever
point in your
happen?
life, and
Yeah.
you're like,
How
don't
dirtbag?
make sense.
How dirtbag is this that I'm searching through on my phone right now to see all the chicks that ask me for a kid? They're like in their 40s, and I'm like, oh, right now I'll so come inside.
That's good. Like, monkey. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a soundboard. But we don't really need it because of Google
If you
now.
haven't made anything in the 47 years you've been alive, you're not gonna do shit now.
You got me, babe. You got my number.
This guy's still looking for Vinny? Come
But
on,
look,
man.
if I had to,
You don't have
if I had to
look
do a
for Vinny.
soundboard for your
Vinny
life,
finds you. It's pretty good.
a slow clap. After I come, I feel like this.
The soundboards are weak. That's a good one. That's a good one to have. You gotta like tailor it. And know where it is. It gotta be quick. It's gotta be somebody's job. It could be my job.
Yeah, this shit's fucking retarded. I don't know what the fuck these things are.
So what are we gonna? Whoa.
She's cheating.
Man,
I
that's
think
gonna
he's
be.
all right.
Remember
I
this.
think
Just,
he's all right.
just remember this,
I
Mo.
think he's alright.
What I live by: the hand of leniency is stronger than the hand of vengeance.
The pen is stronger.
What?
Better explain that one. That's Carl Park math.
Hold up a second, you guys are geniuses.
We're not.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
no. I think what you're
I'm
trying to
retarded.
say is
No,
it's
I'm
better
not
to
trying
be
to say. I know
feared-
exactly what I'm saying.
It's better to be feared
No,
than
incorrect.
loved. What are you trying
That's
to say?
I want
very.
him to
That's
explain
that's
because
that's
that's
Yeah, you
very.
guys are going very basic
No,
bitches.
that's very Machiavellian, dude.
Yes.
The
What are you
end
trying to say?
I
justifies
said the hand of
means.
leniency is stronger than the hand of vengeance. No, you guys don't understand, or you guys are
I
still
can follow that. I can follow.
still
I'm
stu-
too stupid.
But you guys were in the Genius
I'm
Club
not.
a little
I'm
while
out.
ago.
I got kicked out. It's
Just
just
think-
mobile.
No, you
So
didn't get-
Tu
I got
puedes
kicked out.
have-
I'm an idiot. I was just there because I got like a joke or two, and then he's like, "Oh, you must be smart," but no. I just like humor.
What is it? Fucking. You attract more honeys than what is it? More bees with honey.
And with vinegar.
with
Then
fucking
with fire.
Shit. With shit.
Vinegar.
No.
Wow.
It's vinegar. The quotas of vinegar.
The quote is with vinegar though.
It's good. I'll park it to
Comida.
fire.
Comida.
You go to Coral Park too?
Of course. It's where all the smart people go.
There's
Whoever
no
was in
self-proclaimed
charge,
geniuses here.
whoever was in charge of grammar from 1985 to 19 to
Well, you know what?
2000
The guy that
failed
accepted me in the school got
badly.
arrested, Machado, for giving out fucking grades and shit.
Although
In Coral
Mo-
Park.
in Coral
Machado,
Park.
yeah.
Dr. Machado. And he was a badass. I used to like, I thought he was cool as shit. But he
Are you
gave me
still
grades.
looking up your wife banging some dude named Benny?
Yeah, I'm finding some stuff.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Guy, this is so gonna blow
What
up.
are you finding? Talk us through it.
No, nothing.
What's the guy's name? Give me his number. I'll call him.
Have you ever asked her,
Put it
hey,
on speaker.
have you ever asked her, hey, put it on speaker?
A what?
Have you ever asked her, okay, can you call her and put her on speaker for me?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
No, man.
No.
I want to hear her voice.
Yeah, like I wonder
This
what
is the
she
way you
looks
do it.
like.
I want to hear her voice.
Shit's getting real.
It's too much. This is
It's
tough.
never too much.
I think we got it.
It can only be not enough.
I have seen messages between the two of them, and it's like the most retarded conversation ever.
Like?
it's chick stuff.
Like,
Oh my god, I can't believe this person was running so fast. And oh my god, I can't believe this person.
Those are code words
took my
for coming
treadmill.
and
Took my treadmill.
treadmill is for top position.
Oh.
so
Yeah, it's
so once in a while, I'll get lucky and I'll get laid, and the chicks are usually married. That's why I was very
Or
upset
prostitutes.
or prostitutes, and they'll delete. You can delete messages, right?
Of course.
And you can leave the messages
You
that
can
are.
delete people.
Hey, that guy was on the treadmill that day. And good morning. Oh, nice day. And then you delete the ones that, hey, I want to fuck your face. Last night when you were licking my ass and you went home, didn't brush your teeth and made out with your husband. That's so hot.
How about
Tell me
this?
another story
You
like
come
that.
look. November 3rd, I have a vacation, a little mini vacation in Colombia.
Oh, you're going to Colombia.
Yeah, you can come
Oh,
Okay, and
Literally,
yes, and
he just
then,
wants somebody new to see him naked.
Yes, but this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing.
somebody new.
I'll let you sit in the room while I destroy some young hopeless soul, and you tell me if you're banging your wife like that. If you're not banging your wife like that,
I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say. And listen, of course, I'm not a genius. I was already, but I saw Mo press and delete. What does that mean about the gun? What does that have to do with this podcast?
He's definitely not banging his wife like that.
Yeah, I've heard the stories. And no.
Do you consider yourself a good bang?
I think I'm all right. Actually, I think I was better when I was younger.
Because you didn't have competition like you do right now.
Oh,
but shit's going crazy.
No, I think I was better when I was younger.
How's that?
How could you be better?
Really?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Explain this.
I think I.
That's like
my
saying
wife and
I was better at jiu-jitsu back then, and now I'm not as good.
Well, no. I think I have the same skills. Like I have the same interest, but I think my wife's interest is just not as
She's just
not
not
as
that
patient.
into you.
No. She's not
Another piece of evidence.
She's
Just
not
a roll.
she's not as patient as she used to be.
Not with you. What do you mean?
Wait.
As in,
usually
like,
the women
no.
can't come. Oh,
For me, I've always I
take
would
long.
think I was pretty good and attentive in what I would do. Like I would
Attentive. It's not about attentiveness.
Listen. I like to build up to stuff.
That's the problem, dude. You gotta beat that bitch up, dude. Well, not
and so
true.
I like to tell a story in that sense. Like when I'm watching fights, I don't like a fucking fast knockout. Look, it's over. Who cares? I like to see the back and forth.
It depends. The good fast knockouts are sometimes necessary.
If you're expecting one thing and you get something else, then yeah.
You know what?
But if,
you know what the thing is?
but if
He's
you're getting
the storyteller.
I'll tell you
who
this
never
right.
gets to the fucking point.
I'll tell you this right now.
And Vinny is the knockout punch artist.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this right now, and this is just
Vinny is the
my
Mike Tyson
thing.
of most
This is my
bedroom.
thing. Don't get me wrong. I love fuckathons are good, but I do like quickies.
No, you got to change it up too. You got to change it up.
And quickies keep everything excited, because if not, if you do the whole plan and you do
Correct.
the whole journey, and what about I'm gonna fucking push your face against the counter.
They love that.
I'm gonna
Right.
stick my dick in you,
They love that.
and
They love that.
whether you come or not, you're probably gonna come like una perra. Whether you're not or not, I'm gonna fucking drop my fucking load.
dude.
Correct.
I'm gonna pull up my pants and I'm gonna finish the turkey sandwich.
I did it to my wife today. You know what I did to my wife? The kids left. I dropped her off. She knows that I usually go back to work. So what do? I get back to the house, surprise her. No. I walk in. I tell her, "Oh, you fucking put your pants down right now. Just fucking take your pants off." And I fucking banged her over the fucking dining room table. And she loved every minute of it. I spit on her. I told her, and she fucking loved it, dude. Because
Andy,
you know
why
what?
are your eyes closed?
I'm falling asleep, or I'm dreaming of sucking off Sal's cock.
I
But
think
yeah,
he has
you
sleep
already got the
apnea.
words.
I think he has sleep apnea.
That happens to people that are really overweight.
Careful speech. I had a
Morbidly.
It's
I had a
morbidly.
burrito on the way to class.
narcolepsy.
With a side of necrophilia.
Fuck your wife and she loved it or something.
So, the reason I think that I was better before is because I think I would be given the leeway to do the different things. Now it's just like, no, yeah, put it in me. Yeah, let's get to the main
That's
event.
not a good sign.
Banging,
Listen to
banging.
me.
That's
I'm
not a good
gonna
sign,
tell you
though.
a little secret. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe this is just for me. I run the show when we're fucking. We fuck when I say we're fucking.
And you do what I want.
You
Right.
do what I want, and if you deny me sex, it's going to be a big mistake
You're out of my house,
for you.
dude. The day that my
Seriously.
wife tells me
It's
no,
a big mistake.
you're out of my house immediately.
Oh, you
With
don't
the
want to.
kids.
You don't.
Fuck
you,
the kids
you don't want to
too.
fuck. Okay, where's the? Okay,
Fuck the
I'm
kids
waiting. No, I'm
too.
waiting. What? And what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, no, dude. It really is like that, man. I would not be able to, dude. I've passed up millionaires. I've passed up hot fucking chicks, and they can't stand in the shadow of my wife because of that shit. Because I'm such a fucking asshole that, like, when it comes down to it, I'm like, fuck, nobody else is gonna fucking take this shit, you know? When it comes down to the bedroom, it's what I say. Give me the ass, give me the whatever I want. Our new thing is we've been going into the fisting and the peeing and the fucking squirting and shit. But that's okay.
Is that pee or is that something else?
It's fucking pee, dude. But
Okay.
fuck it, who cares, dude? But it's coming out of her. It's an ejaculate. Just put it in my face. But
I give zero shits about that.
I like that shit. I'm so into the
Everybody's
squirting.
different.
0.0.
I'm so into the squirting. I love when a chick squirts. And I want it to be on my face. I'll drink the squirt.
I've had the squirting, but it's not really like.
I love it, guy. To me,
Yeah,
that's
but
like.
you're a different level of pig. You're more.
Yeah,
a
you're all the way
a
up.
different pig.
You're all the way
guys
I'm
up.
not gonna say you're more of a pig.
You guys wanna hear what at my job we have one of those individuals that are high up there. I take on one of my crazy ass fucking trips, and he's like, I thought you were joking the day we came back, and I'm like, what do you mean joking about what? He goes, dude, I always see you tell these fucking stories, and I thought it was a fucking joke. And I'm like, what do you mean I was a fucking joke? He goes, that you literally go grab a hooker from the street, put her in the fucking room, and fuck her the whole day. The whole day. He goes, and the only time I saw you were fucking naked, hanging around the house to get something to drink and go. Dude, for me, that's the best.
You've got one mission.
I've got one mission. Get as many nuts as I can. As many nuts as I possibly can within that time frame.
Fair.
Am I a good fuck? I don't care if I'm a good fuck or not.
That's irrelevant.
That's irrelevant, dude. Yeah. Now, do I have like a super drive? Yeah. I live on this fucking my own world. For me, every day go to my job. I jerk off at least once. It's guaranteed. But
serial killer tip number 93.
But that's it. That's it, man. But you know what?
He is compelled to jerk off.
My father used to tell me. Yeah.
You have to jerk off one time at work every day? You're all the way up.
I'm all the way up, dude. And yeah, bro, it's my father told me, dude, fucking use that shit. Fucking use it. You'll get good at it.
If you're not first, you're last.
Everyone, like me and Wonky have talked about it. Everybody thinks that they're a good fuck. I don't know if I'm a good fuck or not. I do know that I like to fuck.
Andy.
What?
Yeah, guy.
Yeah, nobody can understand
That's
that.
like your diet. It's too much.
So you're saying?
No, I don't know if I'm a better fuck now. I do know that I've learned, like other shit, the more you bang, the better you get. But my wife is down to do whatever the fuck I want.
What do you like to do?
Me? Usually, you know what? The fuck is that, dude?
What?
The orchestra. Where's that orchestra coming from?
It's coming from Mole's Hurt Emotions.
Pretty good.
That's his heart.
It's called the fifth concerto of My Wife is Balls Deep in Somebody.
I think
it's concerto number 5.
Like
I'm gonna fucking kill the bitch.
Not the theme from
his
Psycho.
feelings are The Shining when he's busting through the wall with the hatchet with the fucking axe.
I don't know if
And
that's a good
slicing
song,
Vinny's arm. Look, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's really at this point. It's really pointing towards that direction right now.
It's not pointing, guy. His dick is all the way all over. All the way
It
up.
really
It's
is.
all the way
I
up.
100%. And the thing that you just told me about, like, oh no, just come on, Poppy, just put it in there. There's a good
that's not
chance
good.
that that's not good.
That's I like getting fucked by Vinny, and I don't like you. Just get it over
Yes,
with.
dude.
Just get it over with.
But it happens. You guys been married since you're young?
10 years.
Yeah.
Well,
No, you guys aren't that young.
I was 28.
Nah, that's not
She's
that young.
27.
Listen, guy. Well, you know the best thing to fix this? Side pussy. Side pussy fixes everything. And
Andy,
if it's young,
you touch your toes with my toes one more time, I'm swinging for the fences.
These guys are locking toes. This is
rock
super uncomfortable. They're locking
No,
toes.
and this
right
guy's
now.
like a hobbit. He's 4'2", but he has a fucking size 11 foot.
No. He has fucking 2 skis for feet.
hello.
Well, it's not easy to find out your significant other's cheating. It's not an easy situation.
It's not easy to find out
So-
you're insignificant to your
I probably seen.
Insignificant to your significant other.
I probably seen
And you
pictures.
consider them significant.
Look at this. Look at what Anthony Bourdain says. I'm not. We're talking about Joe Rogan. I'm not rolling with that guy. It hurts. He doesn't roll light. He goes really, really hard. He's a neck cranker, by the way, and he's got bowling ball for arms, no visible neck, and he only rolls with no gi. Smells like you would say this. So as much as I love the guy, I'll do anything for him. Shoot animals in the brain, canoe trips, hot tubbing, whatever, but I'm not rolling with the guy.
Well, I think I read that same thread on Reddit. I think what he's saying is that Joe Rogan doesn't have a limiter on his rolling. Like, he's always in kill mode. It's not like he's in, oh, look, you're a white belt, you don't know what you're doing. Okay, no, I'll take it easy with you. We'll roll and change positions and stuff. No, Joe Rogan's there to take your head off.
What's the downside?
What's the downside of?
I think it's the opposite of that. I think that Anthony Bourdain, maybe because he's older and he's a pussy,
I think Anthony Bourdain likes to brioche roll, and he doesn't like to roll in real life.
He's also older. He's close to 60.
Right.
He doesn't need to get hurt.
Right.
You know?
But there's some people that just roll 100%.
Hey, is his
all the
wife
time.
hot? Anthony Bourdain's wife
I read, actually, in that same
she's
thread.
gross.
I read in that same thread.
She's gross.
I read in that same thread that they're no longer together.
Yeah.
Oh, they're no
Chinese or
longer.
whatever.
She left with Vinny too.
That's what
Vinny's got a giant cock, man. You can't fight with that.
No, I read that yesterday.
That thing goes deep.
That they're no longer together.
That thing goes deep in
Yeah,
the
I
cervix.
just read that right now.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Is that like now? Is that recent?
Yeah.
No shit. Yeah, I read yesterday
She
that
trains
they were
at
talking.
Henzo's.
She trains at Henzo's, and she's
And
always
she's
with.
always training.
Well, she's always. I always see her
Cummings.
in pictures with
Cummings.
Eddie Cummings.
Yeah,
Eddie Cummings is Eddie Cumming all over her face.
big time.
Quite possibly.
She goes, "Sorry, Mr.
She's
Bourdain,"
not particularly hot.
and it isn't glaze.
Oh, she's just younger.
It isn't fucking rotisserie duck glaze.
Eddie Cummings is dorky looking, and he'll probably bang that. But
I would
definitely
like- if-
Anthony Bourdain, unless he's got a.
Can't we talk to Genghis? I would like to bang Cyborg. Can we get this done?
Cyborg's got a bigger clit than your dick. What is that? Joe Rogan says vegan diets are bad. Yeah, so what's the point?
What
I'm
did he
just
say?
saying it's funny.
What did he say?
Joe Rogan says vegan diets are bad.
He's pretty jacked, dude.
He is
Super Jack.
Yeah, he's also on
Is he?
HGH and.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow,
Sure,
look
why
at the
not?
vegan outing him, bro.
Why not?
No, he is. He says it.
Yeah,
Are
no,
you,
his
does.
are
podcast-
you
but-
still with the vegan bullshit?
No, I'm
Are
vegetarian.
you a vegetarian?
Yeah, I'm vegetarian.
So what do you eat for protein?
Shit.
Probably
Don't
eggs.
say plants.
Other guys
Eggs.
see me
Yeah,
as
I was
his
gonna say,
vagina.
I was
So
gonna
baby
say,
chickens? You
leche
eat
de
baby
mi palo
chickens?
straight
Yeah,
from
I'll
the
eat
source.
eggs.
Baby chickens?
Yeah.
You eat liquid baby chicken?
I eat liquid baby chickens.
That's so not. Would you eat a puppy?
I will
So you
eat
do?
chicken,
Would you eat a
period.
kitten?
Yeah, I eat eggs.
Would
I
you
thought
eat
you
eggs?
said that's not
Yeah.
vegan.
Would you
Correct. Yeah, I'm not vegan
Yeah,
anymore.
he's not vegan. Is completely.
Why? Because you found out that you were getting fucking smashed because you weren't strong enough
Because
because you didn't have some.
Vinny eats eggs and Vinny slays your wife.
I was.
He
I went
eats
to the
beef.
doctor.
He
I was-
even eats children.
Well,
He eats your wife's pussy. We know that.
I went vegetarian or vegan in 2003. So actually, when I met you guys, I was already vegan for 3 years or so.
Uh-huh.
But I stopped. I started eating eggs because my grandma would offer me, oh, quiere flan? You know, you want some custard? And I'd be like, no, I'm good, abuela, no, I'm good. And then I realized she's not going to be around forever.
Also, it's for your dead grandma.
It's a charity
No, she's not
flan.
dead yet.
Boom, 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 boom. No, I just killed the bitch earlier today. So tell me what you gonna do when there ain't no window.
No, but I was like, no, she makes it out of love. Let me fucking share this because she wants to
You
share.
could have thrown it over your shoulder with a spoon. She wouldn't have noticed.
See, and when you went to go eat it, she goes, "No, es pa' Vinny."
And then it went from that.
I can't wait till the old bitch gets dementia and she starts poisoning it.
Hey, Vinny, here's
It
some.
went from
here's
that. It went from that to I don't care anymore.
Here's some flan, Vinny. My name's Mauricio. Yeah, okay, Vinny. Here you go, Vinny.
And why you turned around when you were talking to me?
So,
I'm lost again.
no, I'm not. The whole eggs, vegan and vegetarian. What's the name of that other one that sounds like a disease? The other type of vegetarian.
Ovo-lacto?
And what what is it?
Pescatarian.
A pescatarian.
Yep. People
What
who
the
eat fish.
fuck is a
That's probably the healthiest
pescatarian?
diet.
It sounds really
Pesca
fucked
is
up
fish.
though.
So
No,
I guess
pesca-
people are vegetarian and they eat fish.
Pescatarian.
That's probably the healthiest diet.
Dude, you know what? Have you ever seen
What diet do you follow, Andy?
I eat.
the
Today I had a Whopperito. And on the way
Are
to
those things
practice,
good? The Whopperitos
they're
are
fucking
good?
delicious, guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, but right before practice, I wouldn't suggest it because if you get pounced on by a fucking behemoth who's trying to rip your head off and you can't breathe because you have a Whopperito in your throat, it's not pleasant.
Hey, so why aren't you going to Colombia with me this time, guy?
I'm broke. I have like $80 to my name.
But dude, you can't like rip off one of these.
You know, I was thinking of a potential solution to that. Juanqui has a ticket that he's not using.
Yes,
we can change over Andy's.
I can't, bro.
We can change over that ticket to Andy's name.
Bro.
Of course, I don't see why not. Dude, and you don't have to worry about the Anthony Bourdain comments. You just go and I'll go with you, guy.
That's very hurtful. Now after I read Anthony Bourdain's scared jiu-jitsu comments, it makes it even worse.
I'm sorry.
Now it's hitting home.
No, guy, we'll go to these museums, dude. I'll make that exception for you. I won't stay in the room like a hermit. We can go, and you'll have your own room on the other side. And I promise that you'll only see me naked as I'm walking to go get water.
That's not a real problem. He's gonna break that promise, Wonky. I know you know that, but I just want to say it on a record.
Yeah, but you know what? This guy was naked most of the fucking time as well. And we were on the same bed, the son of a bitch. No.
I did do the last out of entertaining myself to Wanderson.
And what did he say? What the
I was naked. I just immediately got her naked. I just got all my clothes off. I was fucking her all over the place, swinging my dick in his face.
That's awesome.
Not in his face, but
close to his
around, face. Walk around.
You think he'll go again?
In his bed.
I put
He put eyeballs.
Yeah, but is he?
His wife is driving him up the wall, so he's ready to go
after that day
just to escape his wife. Mo, can you give Benny Wanderson's number because he needs his services.
To get her off of him.
Just to calm his wife down, because she's uptight.
What's wrong with his wife?
She's just a naggy, normal girl.
She's nagging, nasty.
And she needs to get fucked by a guy with a giant
She only bitches when she breathes.
Right. That's the best song ever.
I heard it today.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What is it? Benny? More Benny
Even better.
information? Give me the number, bro. I'll call this motherfucker.
We'll beat him up for you. My next door neighbor calls me. He's like, Laz, man, please help me. See if you could talk to the cops that are coming to my house that I'm a nice guy. Russell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
what is that going to do? Hey,
what
he's
the
a nice
fuck?
guy. Cops like,
what is your problem? He goes, I go, what happened, Russell? And he's like, dude, I was at the gas station and I like ran up on these like Nicaraguan guys that were there, and I kind of got close to them in my vehicle, and the guy got pissed and told me something, so I told him something back, and he got close to me, and I flashed him my screwdriver. So the two Nicaraguan guys, they didn't know how to speak English, but they went and called the cops and said that they...
For brandishing a screwdriver?
Yeah, he got arrested.
Of course.
What?
He got arrested. It's a weapon.
You're threatening somebody.
He threatened someone with the fucking knife, and they have it on video at the fucking Exxon station.
Oh, okay, there's video.
The fucking Chevron. Yeah, but all he did was fucking like, yo, get away from me.
That's retarded.
Yeah, and he fucking got arrested. Fuck.
Example 3,000 at today's podcast of why most police are cowards. Is anybody hungry?
Starving.
What can we eat?
He's always hungry.
Shocker. What time is it?
Why?
Guy?
What you got?
Exploded.
You think if you can call Sergio and
Order
have him...
that same fucking pizza. I think it was delicious.
Can we call Sergio and have him make some food?
What day is it?
Thursday.
Jesus. Hey.
Yeah, I think...
Did somebody just hit the lottery already? So we just fucking...
Guy, it would look... Have you guys ever seen fucking... what's that movie where the guy won all... He's like rich as shit, and he had Adam Sandler... And, like, he has to, like, run his father's fucking business because the guy fucking died.
Billy Madison?
Mr. Deeds?
No. Or am I confusing movies here?
Adam Sandler.
Is it Danny Boy? With the fat fuck? No. It's Adam Sandler, and they made him go back to school. They made him go back to... And he had to
Billy
start
Madison?
from, like... Billy Madison is the golf one.
What's the other one?
Oh, yeah.
Happy Gilmore. Where he had to go back to school, and they show like his buddies when he's
That's
partying.
what I said. I said Happy Gilmore.
That's what we would be like. We would be like
Happy Gilmore is the golf one.
If I won the lottery, that's what it would be like in my house.
You'd see penguins?
Bro, I'd see everything, dude. Fucking, I win the lottery, it'd be over. life would cease to exist as I knew it.
Yeah, but you'd probably be dead a year. I'd probably be dead and I don't do drugs.
I probably have full-blown cancer by then.
Because it was wished upon
thanks
you.
to the translator, the oncologist translator.
I remember reading an article.
The cell oncologist.
The article, they got a guy like, fat guy with a big gut, Australian guy, big guy, but and then they show, like, this is like the before and after, and then they show the guy, it's like probably 250, he's a truck driver, and then they show the guy, like 10 years later, he's 750. His belly's like hanging almost like his knees.
After he won the lottery?
Yeah, what happened was this was back in the day when he thought to himself, okay, what do I like to do? He had a normal life. He was a normal dude, banging chicks, working. He said, oh, I like to watch videos and eat junk food. So he bought a convenience store that had a video store next to it back in the video store days. And
smart investment.
Ballooned to 750 to the point that he had to get up. He could only get up for 10 minutes a day. And in that time, he had to take his shit, do everything he had to do, and sit back down because his back, it was too much weight on his back.
Some people are not meant to be fucking rich.
I'm still waiting for the downside.
The lottery, winning the lottery was the worst thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah, que clase come pinga.
I'm just telling you the fucking story.
What a cocksucker.
I'm just telling you the story.
No. The guy's a cocksucker for sure.
I would fuck until my dick falls off or it stops working.
Hey, and what's wrong with that?
He had a great life until
the guy had a long,
I'll do a harem of just 18-year-olds.
Guys, that's all I would do. And I'd probably bang myself into homosexuality. I'd bang so many chicks.
Yeah.
I'd stop liking fucking chicks. Start liking dudes because I've already fucking banged all the women. Guy, it would be the worst. That's why I'll never win the lottery. Maybe there's a higher power out there that says, fuck, if Laz wins the lottery, it's over. He dies.
The higher power's probability.
My wrestling coach told me that one. What did he say? We were at he was a bouncer at a strip club at Alley Cat. Remember Alley Cat? Mm-hmm. And one day I go there for like a friend's bachelor party, and he's like, "Oh, they had killed a guy the night before there. Remember that?
Which guy?
In Alley Cat? I don't know, some gang guy or drug guy or something.
Yeah, I know who that guy is.
They took him in the back and they shot him up the ass.
Yeah, I know. That guy was a scumbag that was ripping off and selling fake drugs. So they stabbed him and they shoved the stick up his ass and they even found the condom in his ass.
This guy told me that they shoved the gun up his ass and they fired the gun.
Yeah, plus they stabbed him and they did a bunch of shit, yeah.
Well, he goes,
for selling fake drugs.
It was all over the news and everything. So we just happened by coincidence to go there. And so him and some of the other guys that I wrestled with were the bouncers there. And so he's like, oh, he's telling me, he's showing me there's fucking blood still. It's a fucking in the back. And he's telling me the story. I'm like, holy fuck, I just like heard it on the news. Now I got every little detail there. So when we come back in, I'm just there talking to him for a minute. And I'm like, oh my God, look at this girl. And he goes, I gotta get out of this. I think I'm going gay. I don't even get hard anymore. I don't even look at these chicks anymore. Because I've been here like 10 years and I don't think I even like girls anymore. And I'm like, all right,
Andy,
man,
he was chumming the water. Maybe he'll bite. Maybe he'll bite.
I gotta go later.
I think that's enough, ladies. I think we've been at this already for an hour. I think we got plenty of footage, plenty of...
Somebody's tape. Reflective.
We didn't even get to my story. We didn't really figure out what's up with Vinny. This should be more of a get to the point with Vinny.
The what?
Get to the point with Vinny. Here. What time is it? You're still calling him a she? There's no place open. There's no pizza open at this time.
Yes, there is.
Let's call him.
Of course there's pizza open.
Guy.
There's Cazola's.
Get the number out.
I don't have a number.
That other place is good too. I don't know if it's open. Wow. You know which place is good? The place we got from last time, the Grove.
That's what I'm saying.
Get it?
That was good.
I think, hey, how many podcasts have we done already?
5, right? It's 5? 7?
I think we have enough, man. Let's throw something out there.
Or what?
No, we
I don't think so.
No?
Like, we're all over the place, bro.
At least one episode.
I'm looking for fucking pizza, you fucking piece of crap.
Sorry, I apologize.
You piece of
Pizza's
crap?
Pizza's where I draw the line.
It's open to 4 a.m.
I draw the line at the piece of crap statement. You piece of crap? That's a horrible thing to tell us. You piece of crap.
You ain't wrong. Guy.
Oh my God, you piece of crap?
It's good, right?
So
You
hurtful.
piece of crap.
There's nothing. You can't go.
You can't go wrong. It's neutral.
Yeah.
It's not too nasty and nuts, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
There's
like
a guy.
the point.
There's some guy.
it's like calling somebody developmentally delayed.
Yes.
You're a retard. Well, fuck you. You're developmentally delayed. Fuck. Why'd you go there?
This guy.
You piece of crap.
This guy I know. He's a teacher. He calls everybody stupid. It's awesome.
A lot of teachers
Like,
do
he's
that.
constantly calling people stupid.
When I got into elementary, remember
like,
they
dude,
made me put my
stupid.
fucking hand in my belt to try to make me write with my right hand
Why would they do that?
because it was only righties when we were in school.
That
When
is
we were little.
ridiculous.
Righties.
Fucking-
Huh?
Sucks, dude. Where'd you go to school
Stirrup Elementary.
at? That's horrible, man. One of my Sahar's a lefty.
That's funny. She's fucking a beast, bro.
Dude, that boy is 8 years old. Your daughter got that guillotine on that
He's
chick.
scratching his face
The
with the
chick has been
microphone.
training for a long time. That's
Yeah,
this
go
guy's
ahead.
Samira's daughter.